youngling of the dark ways of production has now learned where the on-off switch for the
audio
soundboard is.
I saw Jen killing the younglings.
I did.
It was terrible.
I killed them all. Ma ha ha ha.
Darth
They were looking at me funny. I didn't like it.
Alrighty. We have 2 800-point armies. Star Wars Legion. We have
Full
Rebels.
legal tournament style armies.
Full tournament legal style armies. We have Imperials over here. We have Rebels over here. And we want
Imperial scum.
We have Abe as always.
I don't know. That's my line. I just like it.
Should you?
Scum?
I know.
Should you be General Abe?
I have to stain for my own people as well. I have to stain for everyone.
We're gonna go with General Abe of the Rebel Alliance over here.
Sounds like a generally good idea.
Abe, let's go over your army really quick and show everyone what's going on. Matt, let's go to the overhead camera so we can take a look at all these minis and what's going on today on our table. Okay.
I'll get it.
It's cool, it's cool. Learning.
Right. So, swooping in.
Whoa.
Woo.
What is that?
Woo. Zoom in on this map.
Look
Yeah.
at that.
Wait, wait.
Oh, Candy.
Yeah, you could do
Yeah.
it. We believe in
Oh
you.
man, I have not done this in a minute. There we go.
There we go.
Oh.
All right.
Too close, too close.
Looking good. Nice.
Gonna go down that canyon.
It's going down the canyon. All right, so
My apprentice
Bullseye,
Darth
Walk
Cadius
Rats
is
at
now in the
Tigers
studio.
Canyon.
all right, so we have what is that?
That is a T-47 airspeeder.
Nice.
It is equipped with. It's being piloted by Wedge Antilles today.
Oh,
he
wow.
It is equipped with a long-range comm link and, of course, a MO/DK power harpoon.
Nice.
Because you can't have an airspeeder without a harpoon launcher.
Gotcha.
That's fair.
All right, who else do we got?
Then, if you want to go back
We'll
out
just-
again,
yeah,
all right,
we'll just
we'll
replace
switch
them.
forward. All right.
All right, what do we got next?
Well, I guess we zoom back out. All right. I've got a squad of rebel troopers.
All right.
They normally come as standard foremen. I've upgraded them to have an additional regular trooper in them, and also one of the Z6, that's the rotary laser blaster cannon troopers in it. They've also got targeting scopes, so they're extra accurate.
It's like a rotary cannon, but with lasers.
But with lasers.
Nice. Okay. Like that.
I've got a similar squad over here. The only
Okay.
difference between them is that they do not have targeting scopes. They're not as accurate. And then over here I have my anti-tank squad.
Okay.
So this is again another rebel trooper squad upgraded with an additional trooper, and they have an MPL-57 ion trooper.
Okay.
So that's an ion grenade launcher in it to take out vehicles.
Okay.
They've also got impact grenades and targeting scopes on them.
Nice.
They are set up to be pretty accurate and go take down vehicles.
Okay.
I've got
Let's move those guys up so people can see them.
Sure. I've got an ATRT. That's this light walker here.
Mm-hmm.
This one is
Who's the lady?
equipped with an ATRT laser cannon. So that's kind of an anti-tank weapon on it. And then this ATRT is equipped with the ATRT flamethrower.
Ooh.
Damn.
Which is a close-range anti-infantry weapon.
And of course, last but not least,
And last but not
your
least,
commander.
I do have Luke Skywalker,
No, you're already dead.
hero of the rebellion.
No, he's dead.
He's equipped with force push, force reflexes, and a targeting scope on his lightsaber.
Woo.
Sweet. How does that work?
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
You're looking down the barrel of the
Well,
lightsaber.
it's there, but it's only there so you can be like, nah, I'm gonna use the force.
Options. Everybody likes options.
All
and
right,
accessories.
over to the Imperial side.
Mwah, ha, 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 ha,
What do we
ha,
have
ha,
over
ha.
here?
All
gonna
right,
have to move all
so
these
I've
guys
got. Do I? They're
All
camera.
right.
They're on camera.
Yep.
All right,
over
so I
here
have
and
2
here.
units of stormtroopers. There are 5 streamers. Words are hard. Each unit
Strumas.
comes with 4. They have been upgraded to have 5 and then an additional 6. So this unit here has impact grenades and the HH-12 stormtrooper, who has this giant
HH-12.
cannon of death
That's a big
that will
missile.
kill all of the big things.
That's a missile launcher.
Yes. And then this unit over here has concussion grenades and the DLT-19 stormtrooper, who is also real good at damaging tanks and things with armor.
Okay.
I've got 2 units of speeders over here that have comm links. Both of them have long-range comm links, so my orders get through even farther, which is awesome. I have
And then
this
you have the
gorgeous thing right here, the ATST, which also has the 88 twin light blaster cannon on it.
We're going to show you just really quick. This thing
It's
is
massive.
It's a monster.
It is
It is
bigger than
huge.
anything has a right to be in this
It is
game.
really huge.
Yes.
About 8 or 9 inches tall. It's
Yeah.
bigger. If you play it other war games, it's bigger than the tall major character units in those games.
Yep.
It's huge.
He's real big.
And then over here,
Subtlety is the way of the Imperium.
and then last but not
And then, of
least,
course, Darth Vader.
dun dun dun, himself. All right, so
Yes, and he
we-
has Force Choke.
Of course.
You're gonna get to do it all during the game. There we go. Okay,
I
so we are about to start the game. We're going to be showing you how missions are set up. We're going to be going through deployment. We're going to be going through the entire game, playing the full game today. We definitely want everyone to come on over. This is a brand new game. We're super excited about it. This is the big new game, probably the most important new game that's going to hit the industry this year. And
Possibly next year as well.
And possibly next year as well. So come on in. This is a big, big, huge deal. We want you in chat. You can ask us questions. We have the rule book. We have 2 fully painted armies. So come and enjoy the game with us. Learn about it. Ask questions. Participate. And there we go. If you are on Facebook, come on over. We're on twitch.tv/Bell of Lost Souls.
You will come to Twitch.
You will. This is the game you're looking for. This is the game you're looking for. And if you are watching on Bowls, go ahead and click the little purple Twitch button that's down there. It's on the lower right. Go ahead and press that. That will send you right on over into chat. So, all right, everyone. Abe, let's talk. Let's walk us through picking missions and deploying and doing all that stuff.
All right. So first off, Jen, those tokens over there.
These.
Yeah.
Star Wars
There's
Legion.
there's four sets of them. They're to differentiate your units that you have multiple of the same one.
So your stormtroopers
So you
and
put
your
like
scouts.
a 6x1 stormtrooper card and a 6 by his by the commander.
Oh, cute. All right.
Same for
Cool.
the speeders there.
Yeah, because you have pairs.
Yeah, so I've got mine marked over here. That just helps us keep them all. One thing to note on Legion is played on a 6x3 board.
Right.
So our table here is a 6x4. So you can kind of just make out
We'll
over
pull these things
here.
out
We've
right
got little
here.
things on the side. They're probably pretty hard for you to see, but we do have markers that are marking off so that each side.
Pull that
so
right here. You will see. There we go. You'll see. There's these little L things. So basically, the very top and bottom of the board where all the cards are. That is not part of the board.
Not part of the board.
That is
That's
not part of the
correct.
board.
So the first
Go
thing
ahead.
you do when you're starting a game, as we already went over, we built our legal armies. We are playing. This game is designed to be played at an 800 point level. So we are playing at an 800 point level. And just as a caveat, this is a brand new game. Me and Jen have practiced a little bit with it. We have not used all of the advanced rules. We're going to try to show off everything today as much as we can.
It's a lot.
We're working on it. So my army is a technically legal army. Jen's is not quite technically legal. We're just showing
I do what I
stuff
want.
off. So
She doesn't care.
all of the armies are broken down into ranks. You have a commander rank, which is like your Darth Vader, your Luke Skywalker. You have corps, which is like the army corps, not a corps unit.
Right.
But those are going to be your infantry.
Like
so,
core, like CORPS.
Yes, correct. So Jen's stormtroopers are her core units.
Yes.
Technically, you're supposed to have 3 to 6 of those. She only has 2 today.
That's fine.
These are my core units here.
Got 3 of those.
Then you have special forces units. Those are going to be do you
Those
have
the
any
speeder
special
one?
forces? Yeah, those are no. I don't think we have any special forces actually. Yeah.
All right.
So those have not come out yet. Then you have support units. Those are going to be Jen's bikes and my ATRTs over here. And then you have heavy units. Those are the ATSTs.
The big walker
The air speeder.
and the speeder.
Yeah.
All right.
And then obviously we've gone over our cards and our things. Also, we have command hands. So both player should have. We have 8 cards to pick. We have 7 cards to pick from.
For issuing commands.
Yeah. However, you have to pick 6 of them to use.
Okay.
So we have to ditch 2 of them?
You have to ditch 2 of them, and most importantly, what? 2, 1, 2.
Well, while Abe's figuring that out, I want to thank Mesh Garoa and Abilavirus for those follows.
Hey, thank you guys.
Welcome to the
Come on in.
Belfry.
And S. McGrath 0610 for that follow as well. And Hoo-Hoo-Doo for another resub. Thank you very
Woo-hoo-doo, got
much.
resub. Woo-woo. Welcome back to the Belfry. We're glad you're here.
So when you build anytime you're playing a game, you're going to build your command hand as part of your list. Basically, you're going to pick 6 cards.
Okay.
They have different pips at the top. That's their initiative. So you have to pick 2 cards that have a 1 pip, 2 cards that have a 2 pip, 2 cards that have a 3 pip.
And then the others are.
And then the other ones you get rid of. You do additionally, after getting those 6 cards, you do get the standing orders, which is 4 pips. So we each have 7 cards. Those are the 7 cards we have to choose. There's no options for us today. So you do ultimately get a hand of 7 cards.
Okay.
Some of these cards are generic. So 5 of the, for instance, 4 of the cards we have are generic. Some of them are unique to a commander.
Okay.
So I have 3 cards that are unique to Luke Skywalker.
Okay.
And I have to include them in my army in order to pick these command cards. Jen has 3 cards that are unique to Darth Vader. She has to have him.
Okay.
The other commander expansions have their own command cards that come out.
Right.
So that's your command hand. We're going to be using these throughout the game. So we'll go over that a little bit.
Okay. We have our mission parameters.
We do have our mission parameters. So we're going to go over to.
That's towards that.
Yeah. Over there.
Kurgan, thank you for that follow.
All right, guys. So, interesting. So, on.
So we have to get rid of 2 of these, right?
We have.
Keep all of them.
Oh. I thought
So you get 6 of them plus the standing orders, which is a hand of 7. And right now we only have access to 7 cards.
So that's it. All right, cool.
We use these 7. Yes.
Great.
If we were, you can take up to 2 commanders in your list. So, for instance, if you were to take Darth Vader and General Veers, the other Imperial commander that's been announced, you would then have access to 10 different cards, but you would only be able to pick 7 of them.
Okay. Do you want me to go over this?
Yeah. So we go into the missions and setup there.
Okay. So every game, there's 3 kind of general parameters that define what you're going to be playing. There's your deployment options, there's your actual objectives that you're fighting over, and your conditions, which is kind of like environmental effects that kind of define the game. And the core box set has 4 of each. So there's 4 deployment, there are 4 objectives, 4 conditions, and you kind of pick them in this really interesting bid system. So both players can subtly influence what you're going to be playing. Right. And we're going to go over how this works. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to shuffle these, and one of them gets thrown out.
Yep.
So of the 4, I'll throw that one out. So there will be 3.
Guest City Gaming, thank you for that follow.
Hey,
right.
welcome to the Belfry.
I'm going to throw out that one, and then I'm
And
going to...
Big Web, thank you for that follow.
Hey,
All right, come on in,
welcome.
guys. All right, and then I'm going to throw out that one. So I've removed 3 cards. So now we have 3 of each category, and we're going to lay these out just temporarily so you guys can see it. We're going to go to the overhead map. I'm going to lay these out, and you're going to lay them out in a grid. And it doesn't matter who does.
They should be facing the blue player.
They should no, they shouldn't be. We're going to do it like this. All right.
We're not going to be as specific with everything today, but just so you know, FFG, Fantasy Flight Games, who writes these rules, writes really specific rules and tight at times because they do a lot of competitive play. So we're going to be fudging stuff as we're learning here today. Right. But basically, anytime that you do something in this game, it's going to specifically tell you like exactly what to do, who picks what direction the cards are facing, things like that.
Okay, so basically we have we have 3 deployment cards, our 3 condition cards, and our 3 objective cards. Each player, I'm sure the rules specifically state which one, but for our example, it doesn't matter. You will each pick, each of you in turns, you will each get to pick 2 cards that will not be used.
Correct.
So you get a limited amount of veto power to be like, which is kind of interesting because it means that as you construct your army, you don't necessarily get to choose the mission you want to play, but you can definitely be like, these things would be really hard for me, so I'm going to make sure that those that I'm not forced into a really bad situation. Correct. So Jen's going to get to...
Now, interestingly enough, though, there is one caveat to that. You don't pick any card. You have to pick from this leftmost
Correct.
column.
From this going that way. So Jen...
So Jen, for instance, could not pick this card.
So which one of these 3 will you
I gotta
veto?
read it first. There's a lot of writing on these cards.
Saving Throw Show, thank you for that follow.
Thanks for the follow.
Hey. Just pick one for these.
Yeah,
people.
just pick one.
We're gonna do this. We're not gonna use this for the actual mission today.
Dire Morty says, I
yeah.
love Larry's teaching stick.
So.
Okay, so that is vetoed.
So,
Abe?
I don't like this one here.
Ooh, I like that one.
Nope. All right.
Lame.
Go ahead. What's the next thing that you're going to veto?
So I have to veto the next column?
So you could veto this one or this one or this one.
Right.
I can't veto the one in the middle?
You cannot.
No.
Because that's the one that's in play from
Because
that
that's
column.
the one.
Right.
Okay.
So as of right now, you will be playing this, this, and this.
Yep.
But there's still 2 more vetoes to take place.
You can also pass. You do not have to veto something. All right.
Okay.
So Jen vetoed that one. So this one cannot be vetoed now.
Right, because there must be a deployment.
Yeah. So that is going to be the
We're
deployment.
not going to deploy. We're just going to hang out and eat apples and talk to each other.
And you pick your last one.
I'm going to pass.
Okay, so that means that we will be.
So you pick the leftmost missions now.
So we are playing these 3.
Weird. Okay.
And that is what. And that is the mission.
That would be how you play. Yeah.
All
So you
right.
said we're not using
We're not going to set that.
Okay.
Right.
I was like, oh, it's so many things.
But I'll let Matt put him up on the
We'll have
scoreboard.
to give you ones we're going to use today.
No, sure. Okay.
So we are going to be using the battle line deployment.
Oh.
That's the simple range. That's the simple long ways deployment.
Okay.
And we're going to be using the clear conditions card. So clear conditions. That's no effect. This is again a learning game.
Yep.
We're not wanting to get any of the really
Anything
crazy
super
things.
complicated.
Yeah. And then what's the other objective mission? That's what we want to use.
Right here. It should just be the default.
Yeah. So we're going to play the breakthrough objective because
Okay.
we want to get stuff into the other person's deployment. So basically.
Okay. So Matt will go ahead and I'll let you guys start deploying. Matt, let's go ahead and put those up on our card. So our deployment is going to be battle lines.
Okay.
And how far out is that?
So we deploy. So just to go over a couple core aspects of the rules before we set up.
Our objective is
So
going to be
this-
breakthrough,
Larry's teaching stick
and
is
our
actually
conditions is clear conditions.
the range ruler. So it comes in 4 segments here, and when you put it all together, it is range up goes up to range 4.
Right.
We get to deploy range 1 in from our table edge, but remember
Which
our
starts
table
here.
edge is higher up, Jen.
Yeah.
Then there are the movement. I don't remember what they call them exactly, but the movement tools. So there are 3 of them. There are these. There's movement 1, movement 2,
And movement.
and movement 3.
For fast things.
And that's how fast you move. When you move, you're basically going to put it against their base and move that distance. You don't have most of the time. You don't have to go to the end though.
Yes.
To get 1 turn. So those are how you move things. There are no tape measures or anything in this game. And then
If you've played Armada, you will be very familiar with the rough concept of how
Yeah.
these things work.
and then there are dice. FFG likes its unique dice. So there are 5 types of unique dice in this game. There are red, white, and black D8s, and there are red D6s and white D6s.
Okay.
Generally, the D6s are used for defense for your saves.
Mm-hmm.
The D8s are used for your attack dice when you're attacking people. I think that's pretty much across the board. I haven't seen anything different. Sometimes you might, for a special ability or rule interaction, you might be called on to roll one of these to randomize.
Does the book talk about terrain setup? Big Web wants to know.
I'll take a look at that while you guys start deploying.
Not 100%. I'll also point out that I don't know if it's on their. I haven't checked to see if it's on the website right now. There is a more in-depth PDF glossary that is going to describe more things. That talks about everything in depth. Generally, I think the section I saw in there just said you decide your terrain at some point.
Yeah.
So you you do decide about terrain. Period.
A lot of times that's probably something that they're going to put specifically into their competitive play packet also, because they're going to want to standardize that in competitive play, and a lot of times they'll put those things in those packets. They have additional rules in those.
So here's the official rule on how you actually set up a table. I'll be reading that. It's part of setup. You're going to declare terrain. It is important to determine what the terrain effects will be before the game begins. Players should briefly discuss each piece of terrain that is available for the battle and come to a consensus on its cover type and other characteristics. Then place terrain Players cooperate to set up terrain in a mutually agreeable fashion. If they cannot or do not wish to, they may use the competitive terrain placement rules that are found in the rules reference. That is the PDF that you have to download from FFG's website. It is that PDF does not come in the default box.
I don't know if that PDF's out yet.
I do not know.
Yeah.
So there is a, if you all can't agree, here's how you do it.
Here's how you do it. Yeah. So for now, we've just kind of set up stuff.
Yes, we've set up just a big giant table with hills and lots of stuff.
Yeah, and then real quickly, actually, Matt, do you wanna zoom in so I can show off a card, just so everyone can see how those work real quickly before we get too far into this?
Maybe not. Trying so hard. Nope. All right. There it is.
Yeah.
Yep. Further around. That's the time.
All right.
So there's a card as an example.
So this is a unit card here. Just to show you off really quickly. So on a unit card, you're going to have the unit name on the top.
That's fine.
Oh, I can't see the bottom.
Pull it towards.
It's pull it towards you.
So you've got the unit name on the top. This is going to be any special rules they have and explanations of them. Over here, this is the bar to upgrades, so that'll tell you what you can equip to them. This will be their allegiance over here, so you can see that they're rebels. This is going to be what their unit type, and then how many models come in the unit standard.
4 by default.
Yep.
For that unit.
And then this is the health per model, so 1 health. This is the leadership of the. I don't think it's called leadership specifically, but this is their morale stat. This is the dice they roll on defense. This is going to be what happens if they get a defense surge, what they can change it to. That's a result on the dice. You can also have an attack surge that would go up here. The red bar is their speed. It can be 1, 2, or 3. And then down on the bottom, you're going to have their attacks. So this is going to be the symbol for a melee attack. That's going to be the symbol for a range attack. You can see their attack can go out to 1 to 3. And that's the dice you roll per model that's attacking. You can see, for instance, that some upgrade cards might give that specific model. This adds that model to the unit, and he has a separate gun, which does this if any attacks.
Damn.
So that's kind of the basics of a card.
Okay.
Vehicles are slightly different, but we can go over those as we get into it.
That's correct.
All right, so the blue player starts. The blue player, I think, starts by deploying the first model of the unit.
Go ahead.
It'll say. You're on part though.
Yes. All right. Dude, we are deploying. And we're going to start off with deploy unit, starting with the blue player.
Right.
Players take turns deploying a single unit within their respective deployment zones. You continue taking turns until all units have been deployed.
And that was me.
Yep.
It's so unintuitive. I'm like, I'm the Darth people. I need to be red. Okay, so.
You shoot red lasers.
Huh?
So
I have a red lightsaber though.
Oh.
Look at it. You have a blue lightsaber. Red versus blue. Alright. I'm
pick one
going
unit and place it in your deployment zone.
I'm gonna move these.
And you guys ask questions, talk to us. We want to hear from you guys.
Yeah.
We have the rulebook.
If you haven't followed along with Legion at all, one of the interesting things about the game is that each squad has a leader, it's your sergeant or whatever. They are specially marked out, and that's really the most important model in the unit. Most of the time when you're measuring ranges from it, or you're moving the leader model, and the rest of the models just kind of follows along.
Alright, we have one squad of stormtroopers. They have been placed up on that red butte.
Ain't she a beaut?
Alright.
Alright.
What is Abe going to do? He's moving to the red player.
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place a unit of rebel troopers.
Then you can't see.
Okay, so we have rebel troopers. Abe is deploying them behind this hill right here.
That is one of my units that has the rotary gun.
Okay, so this unit is deployed,
Yep.
and this unit is deployed.
And what did you say our objective was?
Just get kill the other person and get units into their deployment zone.
You gotta fight past each other.
Yep.
Number 2 to Jen. Alright, she's grabbing a pair of speeder bikes. Oh, and she's going to put them there, hidden behind that little... Those Luke Skywalker moisture things. What are those
Moisture
called?
condensers.
Moisture evaporators.
Evaporators.
There we go. Moisture evaporators.
But when you say those Luke Skywalker moisture things, it's just a weird way of
that's-
phrasing things.
You know what I'm talking about. But you knew exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Your turn.
Okay.
Speeder bikes are deployed. Well, first unit,
First
Imperial speeders are deployed.
Another interesting thing to note about this game is that while facing for infantry does not matter, facing for vehicles is important.
Yes.
All of our vehicles have guns that can only shoot, have fixed guns, so they can only shoot forward. Some of us have guns that are not fixed, but mostly we all have at least a gun that is fixed to forward, and we can only move in certain directions.
Yes. And when you look at the bases, we'll zoom in a little bit here once we get underway. The larger vehicle units have different bases than infantry. The infantry have just standard rounds. The vehicles have bases that have a notch in the front and back of them, and you place the movement tool has to be put into one of those notches. So direction does matter.
Zirconia, joining us from the Netherlands, is asking if we painted these already.
We did.
Mm-hmm.
We did indeed.
We did indeed.
Our very own Aventine. painted
Everyone
them for
thank
us.
Aventine.
Yep. So these do not come pre-painted.
Yeah.
We did get them all painted up.
Yep.
And I'm gonna say like paint job's great, and the models are actually really good. People
Yeah,
have,
they're
on the
really
internet-
nicely detailed.
Yeah. People on the internet have been on the fence about the models for this game, and they are good.
Yeah. So first things, because there's probably like obvious questions and confusion. These are entirely new models for Legion. These are not the same models that are in other FFG Star Wars games. These are all new models. They are at a different scale. They're slightly larger. They're actually, fairly chunky models. All right, Abe's thinking about it. Are these guys deployed or not?
No.
Okay. So he is deployed. All right, where's he going to put his next unit? All right, we got a squad of rebels over there next to the walker.
Actually, no, we're gonna do the other squad.
All right, he's changed his mind. Another infantry squad. This one also has the big nasty, the Z6 trooper with the laser Gatling gun. Okay, so they're deployed right there. Got the laser Gatling gun right there. What are those things called? ATRTs, the little walkers. ATRTs. These are the little small one-man walkers. Okay, back to the Empire.
Is that guy deployed?
No.
He is not.
Okay.
Abe has deployed this unit, and that unit.
Dun, 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 dun. You know, from a certain point of view, Jen, you're the best Legion player in the world right now.
I won our practice game this last weekend.
You are an expert in the use of the dark side.
It was great. Darth Vader killed Luke Skywalker.
So did you just
And
place
then,
Vader?
and then
All right.
your ATST killed.
No, it was
Darth Vader?
No, they killed each other, didn't they? Because it was the rebound.
Okay,
No,
so
I killed him and then you killed him on your next turn.
Yeah.
Vader is placed
All
right
right.
there. So we have this whole area terrain here is
Got
pretty
that force
scary.
choke locked and
Yeah.
loaded.
Yeah, you got Vader and both pairs of scout bikers. All right, Abe is picking up his the big rebel speeder. He's thinking about it.
He's there.
Maybe. Oh, he's here.
Yeah,
He is
he's
deployed.
there.
All right, he's on the table, folks. Right there, deployed. Oh, there it is.
Ah!
There's the big.
Big boy looking at you.
There's the ATSD.
Hello.
Right here on the table. Jen only has one more squad to deploy. Abe still has, I think, 3.
Where's my Chewbacca?
There is no Chewbacca.
I need Chewbacca.
Not
You don't have
today.
Han either.
Well, I don't care about Han because Chewbacca's the one who has the exhaust his card to capture target ATST rule. I'm
Nice.
certain.
That's awesome.
It's gotta be there.
He doesn't.
I believe.
I believe I can
What I am waiting for
Alright,
is
this
the
my other
Ewok pack.
ATRT.
Because you know they're going to make
It's
one.
coming. It's coming.
Matt, are you ready to sing the Ewok song?
Totally.
Yub yub. Yub yub. Yub yub.
See, Abe already knows it. I have to hear it to remember it. Yub, yub. Yub, yub.
Whatever, screw all of you. I like the Ewoks.
Okay.
They're cute and fluffy and savage.
Who's insulting Ewok?
So you
So many
are...
people.
You are fully deployed.
I am.
All right, the Empire is fully deployed.
Dun, dun,
Jen has chosen a very, very reinforced, compact battle line. We're 6 feet across. She's all right here. So
I have made my mistake in previous Warhammer games of thinking I need to control the whole board and be in everywhere. And my wise senpai of 40k things, Stable Abe, has told me that it is much wiser to start in a condensed format, especially if you are unfamiliar with what you were doing.
Alright, I'm down here.
And you're fully deployed?
I am fully deployed.
All right. Our deployment is over. Rebels, Abe is kind of split up. We have a group of rebels over here, one of the walkers and one group of infantry, and then we have kind of another big band over here. Where's Luke? Oh, Luke is right there.
Mm-hmm.
Luke is directly opposite from Vader. Dun, dun, dun. And then we have the big giant ATST and the speeder over here. Okay, so we are deployed, and now it is time to...
I have a question about this force choke.
Mm-hmm.
It says dark side only, obviously, and it says choose an enemy trooper mini at range 1 that is not a commander. It suffers 1 wound. There's no block for that, or it just happens.
Just happens.
Cool.
Now,
Darth Vader's a bam.
it has the little thing on it, right?
The little sideways arrow and the chevron.
Yep.
All right, we're going to set the turn counter to 1.
What
So it is now turn 1.
So this is an exhaust card, basically.
You use it once and it goes away?
No, it exhausts.
Oh, so you can only use it once a turn.
You can only use it once every time you exhaust it. Normally, you have to spend an action to refresh all your exhausted cards.
Oh.
However, you might notice that Darth Vader has a special rule because he's such a band.
That they just all untap.
He untaps 1 a turn.
Sweet. Okay.
It's also a free action, so it doesn't cost you an action to do that. So.
Nice.
All right, so it
He
is
wants to get up in people's faces
setup.
and get ruthless.
Setup is now complete, and the game is beginning. All right, Abe, let's take us through the turn and get us going.
Alright, so real quickly, we're going to talk about these command cards for a second, because that's the next thing that's going to happen.
All right.
So we do each, at the beginning of the phase, we each are going to turn, we each pick one of these command cards just in the command phase.
Okay.
There's a couple things to note about them. They all have as we mentioned, they all have a pip on the top. It's going to be in this corner here, and it's between 1 and 4, and that's going to determine its initiative order.
Yep.
So lower pips are faster
Then higher pips.
than higher pips. Whoever has the lowest pip has the initiative for that turn.
Okay.
If it's a tie, there's a dice we roll. I roll a red dice. It's specifically because I have the turn counter here. And if it's a shield result, I have the initiative. If it's not, the other person gets the initiative.
Okay.
Then each of these command cards will let us place an order next to a number of units. And that's going to say here, it's going to say how many units you can activate with that command card. Some of them have special rules that are going to be in effect for that turn when you give the command.
Okay.
Then we also have a command pool. So each of our units comes
With a token.
with a token.
Big giant token.
On one side, they're going to have our faction alliance on them and the allegiance. On the other side, they're going to have the symbol for the unit type that they are. So that commander, the heavy support, the core, that kind of thing. These are your order tokens. So those orders are going to let us put them next to units that we know we want to activate. After that, we're going to be randomly drawing from our stack to see what we get to activate next.
Okay.
So the command tokens is not the only things the command card is not the only thing we get to activate that turn. It's just going to let you guarantee to get certain activations off early on in the turn.
Right. When you want to.
Yeah, when you want to.
Okay.
Most of these command cards are one use only. Once you've used them, they're gone.
Okay.
The only one that is not is the standing order card. That's the card that every deck automatically gets.
And it gets
no matter
shuffled
what.
back into your deck.
It goes back into it, but it is the worst card. You get to activate 1 unit, and it is initiative 4.
Right.
So it is slow and bad.
All right. So you're going to pick your 1 card.
I'm gonna pick my 1 card.
Jen, you're going to pick your 1 card.
I'm thinking.
While you're doing that,
Pick your 1
Cool
command.
Joe Rules is asking what upgrades Vader has.
He has the force choke.
And he can take up
I'm
to
choking
I
you.
think he can take up to 3 force powers.
Yes.
Yes.
But he does not today.
Yeah. For this very first game, we are just keeping him simple on force choke. But we are also playing another game tomorrow, and we will have different lists and different cards and different everything.
either a great idea or a horrible idea.
All right, Jen has chosen the Empire has chosen their card. Abe's thinking about it. He's looking at he's looking at it. He's carefully considering it. All right. All right, that is a command phase.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you've both chosen.
Yep.
And what? And
What do you have, Jen?
and reveal.
The Death Star activates and explodes the whole planet, and I win!
Oh no!
AKA, I have the Implacable card for Darth Vader.
What does that do?
At the end of Darth Vader's first activation, he may suffer 1 wound to shuffle his order token into the order pool. During Darth Vader's second activation, he performs 1 fewer action.
Oh, so Darth Vader gets to go twice.
That's right.
Ew, mean.
And I have picked the standing order card, which means I get to activate 1 guy.
Last.
First. Jen, what is the initiative on
1.
Implacable? A -4.
So I get to go first
So
because I have the lower initiative.
General initiative. So we each are going to take. That one just is Darth Vader's. That one. So you're going to put your token next to Darth Vader. You can either put them on their cards or on the table, whatever you feel. It might be more. It might be easier for the people to see if we put them next to the units.
Yeah.
Just for today.
There's really no room for that for Vader, but that's
Yes,
going to go right
So
there.
that's Vader's token.
That's Vader's token.
Vader's right here. He's hard to see because he's blending into the shadows and mystery.
And I am going to pick.
Oh, I ruined it.
Pick this infantry unit.
I'm going to force pick this up and throw it at you because that's how rules work.
That, I mean, you know, if you have
Okay.
force, they're allowed.
So those tokens are done.
Alright, so I get to go first.
You do get to go first.
I am activating my Darth Vader because
Okay.
obvi. May I have the 1 length?
Alright, so when a unit activates, they're going to get 2 actions. The actions that they can take, there's 4 standard actions. It's move, attack, dodge, or recover, I think, are the 4. No, aim. Then they can also take a recover action, which lets them recover suppression and stuff, and they can take a wait action, basically, which if they haven't attacked, they can wait to use their attack later on. Those are kind of more advanced rules. So you can take up to 2 of those actions. The only action, I think you can take them all twice. You can only take an attack action once, however.
Okay. And Darth Vader has the Relentless ability, which allows him to make a free attack after he has moved twice, but I ain't within range of nobody because he's real slow.
So Vader's
So
running
and
forward.
I took 2 actions. I took 2 move actions
Okay.
since that's really all he can do.
Yeah,
right
moved him
now.
from here to here, and then
Mhm.
from here
And
to
from there
where
to
he
there.
is right there. You can see.
And the
this
cool
little-
thing about these guys is that they have these little grooves at the beginning of the movement token. So the base of whatever model that you're using
It just fits
slides
right
right into that.
Yep.
And then when you're going to move it, you move the token to see where it's going to go, and then you put your guy right on the end of it. So it's a really nice way of being very consistent with your movement, and it's cool because they also have a curve to them. So you can either move it straight, you can move it at a partial angle, whatever you like.
So now's my turn.
So it goes.
And I take Darth Vader's token and I shuffle it back
You
into the
take a
pool
damage
skis.
for that.
Yes. So would you hand me a damage token?
How much damage can Vader take?
He's got 8.
Woo! Okay, so he doesn't care. All right, so he's right there. So we, so
It's
this
like,
is.
oh, a
So
hair in a red helmet. is out
activations
of
in
place.
Legion are interleaved.
Yes.
This is not you go, I go. It's going to go back and forth during the turn. So Vader has gone. Now it is to Abe.
So it's my turn. For my activation, I can either activate a unit that I have placed a token next to, which is this one,
Mhm.
or I could draw randomly from this stack.
Okay.
And now it's not per unit; it's per type.
Right.
So I would get to activate a unit of the type that I drew. So if I drew a core unit, I can activate any of my 3 core units.
Gotcha.
If I drew a support, I could activate any of my support.
So there's definitely there's going to be a lot of interesting strategy in army construction because in theory you can build certain armies that will be like more flexible in how they're going to be issuing orders.
Correct. If you your base army is supposed to have 1 commander and 3 core
And
units.
3 core.
But you could build an army that has like a commander and 6 core units.
Right, and then
that,
you'll be really.
Yeah, and then basically, if you give your order to your commander, then at that point you can just draw whatever you want. And use
Right,
it.
which is cool.
So it's pretty flexible. You probably, it's gonna not be as great for you if you're building an army that has like 1 of each category.
Right,
That's
because
gonna
you're
make
going to
it a
have
little
less control over your unit activation sequencing is going to be slightly out of your control.
So I'm gonna I am going to activate this unit just so we can kind of show off. I'm going to give you another example of how movement works. Matt, do you want to zoom in over here so we can kind of show them a little bit more how movement works?
Where are we going?
We're going right here. This unit over there. My movement stick.
Those mans.
My pointing stick. All right.
All right. So when you move an infantry unit, you're going to move the leader. So the individual model units are pretty easy. I need the short stick.
There's the short one.
That
And
little
point out
tunnel
who the-
looks like
and
Iron
point-
Man's.
And point
suit.
out who the leader is.
So this guy is the leader on the unit. And when I move him, I'm going to measure for him. And I can basically ignore the rest of these models. So I'm actually going to move a couple of them out of the way. They don't matter for right now, just so I can measure it. And
Is
I'm
that the
gonna take-
medium? Because
this
that's
is-
the short.
This is the medium.
Okay.
They move. So they move 2 because they're kind of fast.
Okay.
And you can basically, for infantry, I can put this touching any part of his base. And I'm going to lay it down, and then we can basically turn it if I want. And then you move them up to the end. They can stop any point along this in the
Okay.
movement, though.
Gotcha.
I'm going to kind of play a little conservative here, so I'm going to move him there.
Okay.
Then once I've completed my movement, I take the rest of the models in this unit. And I
And they
place
have
them
to be within the short distance from him,
right.
right?
So I just place them within coherency with him, and that's this distance away. So even if a model started off behind him, it could end up in front of him. I just have to put them within coherency. If I choose to move twice, I don't have to move them all up until they move the second time,
Sure.
just for ease.
Just to
of
make it
movement.
easy.
Right, just to make it faster.
I'm only going to move once with these guys, though. Just going to move them up here to cover, so now you can see they're all within that coherency of him, so that's all fine. And then they are going to take the dodge action as their second action.
Okay. We'll put the dodge token next to them.
And that's a dodge token. They can use that later on. Then I flip this over to show that they've activated, and that's their activation.
Okay.
So you can see that infantry movement in this game is actually very fluid. It's quick, and even though you're using these kind of movement templates, it's not really restrictive. A lot of people were worried that this is going to be really restrictive. It's not. Like
It's quite flexible.
How-
It's just
lot of
kind of
flexibility.
yeah. It's just kind of a quick guide.
Yeah.
And in some ways, it's quicker than 40K because you don't have to worry about knowing what different distances are and getting your measuring tape out.
Right.
It's all based on the
And
squad.
whatnot. It's just like, okay, here's
Yeah.
2 movement, move your token, there
No,
you
it's
go,
squad
done.
leader.
in a lot of ways, it is quicker than most other, definitely quicker than other war games. You have to measure each individual model's movement. So now Jen's gonna flip over one of her tokens.
And I revealed my core,
Yep.
so I can move either of my units of stormtroopers.
Uh-huh. And how fast do they move? Are they,
They
also
are
medium?
pretty slow. They only move 2.
Yeah.
Well, 2 out of 3, I guess. Medium speed.
Yeah, it's normal.
But I do have one
So that's
movement
this
that
guy.
I have one unit of them that wants to move as little as possible because they've got that heavy weapon that can only be activated if they have not moved that phase. So my goal for them is to put them somewhere where they can see everything and they're close enough to shoot people, but they're not going to have to move at all.
And what's the range on that heavy weapon?
It is range 1 to 4, 2 to
Oof.
4.
Ugh.
So it's a lot of range, but still not quite
So
enough to get you
that's
all
this
the way
far.
from your
And
deployment.
it also
so,
has a minimum range on it.
That's
two to, right,
yeah,
so I
that is
can't
the
shoot
interesting-
anybody that's right up in my face.
Yeah.
That's
So
actually
the
really
interesting question I have then is, if he can't fire that weapon, does he have also the weapon that most stormtroopers come with?
Nope.
So his only option then would be melee combat, which he's not close enough for.
Right.
Cool. So even if I do shoot with them, only 5 of them are going to be able to shoot this turn because I'm just so far away.
So basically, so you wanted to have these guys do something.
So what I might do then, and I'm just going to be talking about all my strategies since it's the first time we're playing it, though I wouldn't want Abe to hear what I'm saying normally. I might not move them because odds are he might move somebody up and then they'll be in range. So I'm going to activate these
So,
guys.
As an aside to that, wanted to add on to Jen's strategy, that is a good strategy. One of the things to think about in a game like this is how many activations you have. So because I have more units than Jen,
Mm-hmm.
and also because she went first, I'm going to have the last person to activate. So I can try to wait to move my models until she's already activated that unit and it can't shoot.
Great.
So you
Which
have-
I'm hoping you're not going to do. BT dubs.
Where are the stormtroopers? So first of all, where's the sergeant? Because he's the only
He's
guy
right
who
here.
matters. And that is the guy. You'll see him. The stormtrooper
It's
sergeants.
got the little gold.
They have the orange little.
Pauldron.
Yep, he has the orange pauldron, saying that he is a sergeant.
There are because of where they are, Larry. It might be useful to quickly read the rules about moving through units. There are rules about moving through other units.
Moving through units. Movement restrictions.
Be under overlap.
A player cannot move their unit leader in such a way that it moves through a ground vehicle miniature. However, a player's movement tool can overlap a ground vehicle if they are performing a partial move to move near but not through the vehicle. A player can move their unit leader through trooper minis and repulsor vehicle minis. So
what does my ATST count as?
So your ATST is a ground vehicle.
it is a ground
Which is
vehicle.
interesting because I mean he's big enough. He would be able to.
They're
but
too
you don't
scared.
want to.
Are you going to walk under the legs of the thing that can crush
I
you?
might.
So the
If
question.
Darth Vader's gonna force choke me if I
Well,
don't.
the question is, Jen, what are your bikes?
Those are flying units, yeah.
I don't know. What do they say?
I think they're repulsor units. So she can move through.
I don't know how to read which one is which. Oh, repulsor.
Yes.
Yes. So you can move through them.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can't move through this guy's base, but you can absolutely just move through as if the walkers, as if the speeder bikes aren't even there.
Yeah.
I dropped myself there.
Now vehicles can run over infantry. They don't kill them, but they make them a little worried.
Okay, so
So that's-
their
so
normal
that's your first
weapons
option.
are gonna be out of the way. Yeah, I don't think 3 is gonna be enough to do anything to you.
Okay.
But my guy right here with his long range weapon has a
So I think I have a 4.
range, and that is an armor piercing round. So I'm going to take a pot shot at you, cause why not?
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So Jen had 2 actions on that
So
that
I
unit.
need-
They moved up here, and then all the normal stormtroopers are out of range. But there's that one guy with the DLT-19,
I need 2 of the red D8s.
and that guy has range. So you're shooting at who?
I'm shooting at that guy right
So
there.
let's go over how you
At the walker.
let's go over how you do an attack real quickly. So the
Sure.
first thing you do is you pick a unit that's going to attack, and that's obviously
This guy in this unit.
here. Then you're going to pick a target.
That's gonna be that guy there.
Right.
Right here.
Units can fire at multiple targets, but only with different types of weapons.
Right. So I have 2 types of weapon in this unit. So theoretically, I could shoot him at the long distance, and then these guys at somebody closer if there was somebody closer.
Correct.
Okay.
Then you're going to build your attack pool, which is going to be, you're going to look at the weapon that you're firing. It's going to give you a number of dice, and then you're going to get that number of dice for every model that's firing.
So I have one model that is firing a 2 red D8 weapon.
All right. So that's the 2 red D8. Jen's going to go
And I
ahead
haven't
and roll.
taken any benefits like aim that would allow me to re-roll anything, so this
Right.
is straight what you see is what you get.
All right.
Boom.
So
Alright, so
Jen
I've got 1 surge.
Yeah, so this is the surge ability here.
Now I'm assuming
zoom in
that
a
he
little bit,
takes the normal stormtrooper surge ability.
Yes.
Alright, so then that
So we
will
can see it.
turn into a hit,
Yes.
That is.
but not a
that
crit.
little thing right
But
Okay.
does he have impact?
He does.
Right.
Oh yeah, so,
So-
I
so-
can change
so
up
hey-
to
hey-
1 hit into 1 crit.
Right. So hang on 1 second. So put the other dice back there for a second.
there. Yeah. Blank.
So she's rolled her attack dice. Okay. So
While you're looking that up, Tyler Tinsley wants to know if anyone's gotten a good measurement on the miniature size and base size.
Absolutely. We will show you a comparison of a couple other minis from other manufacturers in a little bit, so you can just kind of get your apples to apples comparisons.
okay. So after she rolls her attack dice, the defender. Oh, then she converts her attack surges.
So this surge will turn into a hit, and he has an ability that allows him to turn that hit into
That
a
doesn't happen yet.
Okay.
So hang on. So the next step after you roll is convert your attack surges. So she rolled a surge on that dice. Her ability lets you turn a surge into a hit. The next ability, the next thing that happens is you apply dodge or cover. So if I have a dodge token like my infantry had over there, I could spend that. For each dodge token I spend, I negate 1 hit that's come in. You cannot negate crits like that, but you negate hits like that. Then, if I have cover, I can negate hits as well.
Okay.
So, in this situation,
Where in that process does my converting my hit into crit happen?
that comes after. That is,
You sure?
yep.
That seems counterintuitive. What's the point of having that if you can just deny it
Modify
before it even
attack
gets
dice.
there?
Because it happens before. It happens before my armor happens. So that ability is to get through armor.
That's dumb.
Dodge and cover.
No, I
modify attack
totally
dice.
believe you. I just don't like
Yep.
it because it's not good for me.
So you when we're in the modify step, you modify your dice first, and then I modify
The
your
attacker
dice.
modifies first.
Yeah, and then the defender modifies the attack dice.
Okay.
So that ability is to get through or not through this. So in this situation, the question we would have to ask is whether I have cover to her or not. In order to have cover, basically, you're going to determine if a unit has cover. You trace an imaginary line between the center of the unit leader's base and the center of each model in the enemy unit. So, if the line crosses any terrain, which it does in this case, the defender gets cover. Is obscured. If you have to have at least half of the models of minis have to be obscured. There's only one mini, so in this case I am obscured.
See, if I had known that, I would have moved differently. I would have moved him over here, which would have negated that.
I don't think you have to move him over there with your leader.
I had to. He has to be within one. Where's the one?
No, it's from the leader, not from the squad.
Oh, it's from the leader.
It's from the leader, not
That's
from
fair.
the individual.
All right.
Not from the individual model.
Touché.
So again, this is a situation where what matters is where the leader is, not the individual model.
Right.
On her side. So if you are obscured, we get light cover. There's also ways to get heavy cover. In this case, I only have light cover.
Okay.
I can apply light cover to remove one hit from the attack, so I'm
So
going
that
to
negates my
remove
hit.
that hit.
Boop.
Then, if Jen had remaining hits, we would go through the rest. She would get to modify her attack dice, which would be she could have changed this hit into a crit, and I could modify attack dice, and then I would roll my defense dice. But in this case,
It was miss.
the cover made it miss.
Okay.
All right, and that's my turn.
That is your turn.
And you flip that over. All right. And now we go back to the rebels.
All right, so I'm going to have to activate Luke.
And Luke is gonna go crying home to Aunt Beru.
I mean, maybe.
While Abe is moving, Matt, if you want to do a quick zoom in right here.
Yes, please.
This is just a variety, really quick, so you guys can get a sense of scale.
Shift them away from you a little bit.
Towards the hill. Yeah.
So they're pretty big, actually. That is a Primary Space Marine from Games Workshop. That is an American infantryman from Flames of War. From
Bolt action.
Bolt Action. That
Can
is
I have
a
two movement?
Corn Warrior
Is
from Age of Sigmar,
Thank you.
and that is a Stormtrooper from this. And as you can see, they're
pretty tall.
Yeah.
I mean, they were genetically modified to be superior, so.
yeah, these are pretty large. These are larger miniatures than people think they are. They have lots of detail on them.
Mm-hmm.
They're very well articulated, though. Each one has a little bit of a unique pose.
Yes.
I liked them. Do they come assembled?
No, but they don't have many pieces.
Yeah.
Like an average one has 2 or 3.
Yeah. The squad leaders tend to have like 3.
Yeah, they have a little more.
Most of them are like the body, the torso and head, and then the arms are separate.
Yeah.
With the gun.
Yeah. It will not be difficult to assemble these.
So, what do I have now?
So Abe's next unit, what is he gonna do?
Which your problem
Is
is?
that I could run Luke up, but then your army will like to shoot him. I
Mm-hmm.
bet.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Soldrag says, "Let's go, Jen!"
Yeah!
Let's go.
She took the first shot of the battle.
Welcome to the dark side of the Force.
Okay, so Abe is thinking of moving Luke up.
Move Luke here.
There goes Luke.
That should keep him mostly safe.
Okay, he's putting him in that little nook.
And
No, I can see his lightsaber. He's getting it.
then-
I shoot the top of your lightsaber.
Oh, that's fine. And then he's going to dodge.
Ooh, and Abe puts a dodge token on him, which I'm gonna guess is some type of defensive
Makes him
action.
shady when I try to hit him.
So Luke, all Jedi have a really great ability called, deflect, which is when you shoot them
Awful.
and they're dodging. Anytime they block one of your shots, you get hurt.
Oh, nice.
Because they
It's
Stop
awful.
that right
Because they
back at
ricochet
you.
it right.
It's
we've
the
all
very worst.
we've all seen the movies. We know how that
all
works.
seen it.
We know how that works.
Where's the stage where I cut your hand off?
Uh,
And then you cry a lot.
It's to you,
Yeah,
Imperial player.
that might be soon.
All right. She's pulled the next token off of the stack. What is it?
Speeders.
Speeders. All right. She's thinking about it. She's got the 2 units of speeders. The ones on the left, the ones on the right. Who's gonna go?
Actually, sorry. This unit.
Okay.
This unit.
Okay.
All right.
So speeders have a special
May I
ability.
have the 3?
First off, which one of them? So let's zoom on over there, Matt. Would you? Because
Where's that?
Maybe
this is the
tricky.
first time
Zoom in.
we've. Can you zoom over there?
I don't think so.
Turn the camera to the side.
All right.
There
we
they
go.
are.
All right.
Okay.
Right
So
here.
those are the speeders.
So vehicles, as we promised. Can you zoom in a little bit more, Matt? Please, just for a
Fine.
second.
Right there. Okay.
So vehicles, as we said, their facing does matter, and you can see on the front of their and back of their models real quickly that they have those little notches.
Yep.
So
I'm
vehicles.
just gonna move this out of the way, just
Sure,
for
go ahead.
ease of doing things.
So when she moves, she's going to insert it into the first. Now, her speeders have a special ability that when they activate, they have to make a full movement.
A compulsory move.
Yep.
You have no choice.
And if they happen to run off the table, they're dead.
Wow. Be careful with those guys.
So that I assume is your squad leader there.
Does the compulsory
I'm
move have to be in a
assuming
straight line, or can you turn? Or
Nope.
You can turn.
It
but
is
you
your
have-
move.
but you have to move the entire distance.
Oh, okay.
Unlike other ones, that's all you have to do that.
Okay. So that's their first action,
Mm-hmm.
and for your second action, what will
I'm
they
gonna
do?
borrow this for a second.
Let's zoom out, Matt, so we can see a little bit
So, would you call that cover?
Against who?
Luke.
Yes.
of. Oh yeah, for sure.
So you have to measure to the middle of my base.
Yes.
That is going to go over.
Well, that's dumb.
All right. She's trying to see whether or not
This
she can
guy
get
would not.
shot. Yeah, the AT-RT has no cover against those guys. He is totally out in the open. Do they have range? What's the range on their weapons?
3.
Is it 3 or is it 4?
3.
So who's that?
There aren't many things that have 4.
So 3 is nothing's in range.
Cool. So they've got to move up anyway.
So they
Oh,
still have 2 more actions.
Oh, I should have.
2 more actions?
I forgot about
Or one
those
more?
two.
2 more.
It's a
That's
compulsory move.
that's a
It's not
compulsory
cost your
move.
movement.
Oh, that doesn't. Okay.
Yeah, that is
Oh,
a
that's
free,
just a
that's
free.
a free move. So
Oh
this
wow,
guy,
they're super fast.
this guy gets 2 of them.
So can they move triple?
They can move triple.
Wow. Okay, those things can move crazy fast because that thing is approximately. Because I mean, that thing's probably. I haven't actually measured that with a ruler. That thing looks like it's about.
Roughly 6 inches, probably.
Yeah, roughly 6, maybe 7. And so that's like 21 inches a turn if they're just going flat out to try to reposition. Okay, so speeder bikes are okay. I watched Return of the Jedi.
Speeder bikes
They're
are fast.
super fast. Are you gonna go?
That's not there. There's no tunnel there.
Yeah. Don't do the tunnel. They'll just go over.
Wait, what?
There's no tunnel there. This is solid.
Because then no one can see you.
Yeah.
So you go up on top.
Well, that's dumb. Means I can't. Well, I might as well just have done what I was doing.
Just thinking about it. So now her first actual move. Oh well, yeah. If they have 2 more actions, then they can just move again, and then they'll be in range, and then shoot.
Jen wanted to kill me and shoot. Sure. Now these guys have fixed guns, so they can
So
only.
they can
shoot
only shoot
in the
out
front.
this direction.
Yeah, and now you're seeing like the trickiness of using.
And I guess they're just gonna dodge because
Okay.
they're not really within range to shoot anybody or the ability to shoot anybody.
They're within range 3. I don't know what the guy in the back is.
Doesn't matter.
No, he's not.
It only matters.
Yeah, it's the captain that matters.
Oh, it's only the squad leader. And which one's the squad leader?
The front.
The front one, because that's the one I moved from.
Yeah, he's in range. You can shoot if you want to. Now I don't know if they have what the arc is.
It's
Oh,
that
it's a front-
front
oh, yeah,
X.
certainly.
It
Yep.
is actually marked on the base, which
Yep.
is really handy.
So
Even
they-
nicer.
It is pretty handy. They do mark the arcs of the vehicle.
So you have a decision to make. What do you want to do with it with that second action of yours? Do you want to shoot or do you want to do something defensive?
See, the thing is that I don't have anything that makes my attacks go through armor, and he's got armor, so most of my attacks are not going to be particularly effective against him anyway.
Okay.
I'm more interested in killing men's.
Ow.
Some of my people,
man-hater.
some of these are women, some of these are aliens.
We don't
That's why
even
I
know
said
what they are.
mans.
Yeah.
They are of the race of man.
Well, no, the alien is not of the race of man. This is the Duros from Duro.
I will, however, shoot your dude right here.
Okay, now it's important to remember that when you're shooting things, you can only kill ones that you can see.
Right.
So if
So
you
I
shoot,
can only
Okay.
shoot that one guy.
you can only kill that one guy.
So many choices.
And they
Is that
would
guy in
have
range?
cover.
Yeah, he's within range.
Okay. She's thinking about it.
You know what? No. I'm gonna be safe for once. I'm gonna dodge.
Okay. So she puts the dodge token.
I don't have a dodge token.
She uses dodge token.
I have hoarding them all.
Okay. And those speeders are done, and then you put the token next to them. Flip it over so we know that they're done. All right, back to the rebels.
So I'm going to activate one of my support units next.
Okay.
And I think it's going to be this dude here.
The AT-RT
Yeah.
that got shot at and nothing happened to it.
And
What is it going to do?
is a question.
It has plenty of targets, as there are now Imperials all over the place.
But again, most of these targets are actually in cover from me.
I mean, it is turn one.
It is turn.
People are just kind of, units are just barely starting to move out.
So I think what he's going to do is he's going to aim and take a pot shot. He is to range 4 with his laser cannon.
And I do have cover.
He would have cover, yeah. But he's
Okay.
going to
And
aim.
what?
The ATS.
Oh, all right. Okay, we're going to zoom
My
out,
big
Matt.
boy.
His first action
She's
is
going to
be
take a
aim.
shot at the big guy.
I do find it interesting to note that in the box,
All
that
the way out now.
the
Yeah.
starter
Perfect.
box for
Yep.
this game, they
This guy
only
right here,
give you 3
to
of
the
each
big guy.
die.
Mm-hmm.
And there are several attacks, like Darth Vader when he attacks, it is 6 of the red D8s. So you are definitely going to need more dice to play this game
Definitely.
with
will.
like your commanders and things like that.
So his attack, there's just one of him in the unit. It gets 1 red and 2 black.
Okay.
So the first thing I do is I roll.
You have a range 4 attack on
I
him?
do have a range 4 attack.
All right, so this guy right here shooting at the big guy, at the ATST. All right, you got 2 misses and a hit.
I did.
And is it just a regular hit?
It is just a regular hit.
I, when defending, cancel all.
So that's
hits.
not yet, though.
Okay.
So, first off, I convert any of my surges. We don't have any surges.
Right.
Then we're going to apply cover. So you can use the cover to get rid of this.
Right. Or his special ability.
But, no, because I have impact.
Okay, next.
So, next, I'm going to spend my aim token. Now I get to modify my dice. I still have 2 dice left.
Okay,
So I'm going to spend my aim token and let you reroll up to 2 dice.
okay.
So I'm going to reroll these 2 dice.
See what happens. That
So
is
I got a surge, which converts for him into a crit.
okay.
Now, question: how does that work if you already activated your alter your surge
believe-
stuff? Do you get to redo all of those steps when you activate an aim token?
I do believe so, yes. Oh, actually, you know what? I get to reroll them. I get to reroll. The reroll actually happens before anything else.
Okay.
So the reroll
Cool.
happens before
Process is apparently important in this game.
that. Yeah. So the reroll actually happens before I convert surges or
Okay.
cancel things. I missed that step there. So this was actually after I rerolled. We go to that. Then the cover is going to ignore this. This is then now we can modify attack dice. I can change up to 3 of my hits into crits. However, I have no hits to convert into crits. Jen can now modify my defense dice or my attack dice.
Okay. I cancel anything that is a hit.
Correct. I have no hits.
Okay.
So again, nothing happens there. So I have gotten 1 crit that has hit her.
Has
so
gone
that's gonna
through.
Do a that is going to hit her. Now she's going to roll her defense dice.
Okay.
So what color is your defense dice?
My defense dice are white.
White.
And how many do you have?
That is a good.
So you get 1 defense dice for each successful hit I've done to you.
Oh, okay.
So
1.
Jen gets 1 white defense dice. She's
Roll it
going
right
to
there.
roll it,
No.
and that is a blank. So the result on the defense dice, the white defense dice is the worst one. So there's 1 defense, successful defense. For each one of those she rolls, she would cancel me one of my attacks. And then there's 1 surge, which lets her do whatever her surge ability is. But there's only, if you don't have a surge, there's only a 1 in 6 chance of blocking an attack on this dice.
Okay.
So most vehicles.
So the
will
crit goes
go-
through.
Right. So crits.
So I needed
don't do any additional damage. It's just armor.
You're just more likely to hit.
Yeah.
So you take 1 point of damage on the ATSD, and how many points of damage can the ATSD take?
11.
Ooh.
So,
All
it
right.
doesn't really care that much.
All right.
It's like, oh, you're cute. You're trying to communicate with me.
Yeah.
And that was your first action.
That was my aimed was my first action.
Oh yes, and then you
I
fired.
shot, so he has activated.
Okay.
And that's the full. That is the full all the steps of the attack. Now you can see.
Okay. And now we are back to the Empire.
And I have Vader.
Okay.
So I'm going to activate him.
He only gets one.
He gets
activation.
1 activation rather than 2.
Because it's the second one.
Let me borrow that small move token.
Yeah.
Please and thanks. That guy over there has not moved, right?
This guy, he is not, but he also has a flamethrower, which has a range of 1.
Is that his only weapon?
He has a shitty pistol that he can shoot also. A rifle he can shoot. It's not very good.
Alright, Vader.
And that has already moved?
Nope. I have no idea what kind of range Vader has. I assume it's really short.
He can stab you if he's standing right next to you.
So Vader is just moving on up.
And he can choke you.
Okay. And that was his second
That
act,
was
right?
second.
And now he's done.
Alright, so
Okay,
my next
back to the rebels.
activation is going to be a support unit.
So that's your second ATRT.
That is my second ATRT.
That's this guy right here. Okay. Where's he gonna go?
I kind of don't want to run him into her missile launcher, but I might not have a
What?
I might not have a choice.
What? Why not? My missile launcher's fun. You'll like it. It's fireworks.
Probably.
They're real pretty. Everybody else in your army will enjoy it.
I mean, that's not necessarily untrue.
Do we have any other questions? If any of you guys you were watching, comments, thoughts, let us know. What do you think about the game so far?
Basically, we're all talking about the frustrations of needing to buy dice packs, and then also there's a lot of mini games, sort of, who was it? Dimortis was saying the setup draft thing, it's neat, but it's like a mini game before your actual game, and
Right.
going back and forth over whether or not that's worth it or fun or interesting. Or
I mean, I think there's a mechanic that's very similar to it that existed in Dust Warfare, which was a game that FFG had put out a while back, and I mean, I like the concept that I like the concept of the two vetoes you can build an army that I like the concept of both people can't choose exactly what they're going to play, but you can avoid really bad combos, which I think
Smart.
on average for a tabletop game, I think that's probably more important, because that's the thing that I think for me tends to ruin fun. Is when you have like a really bad matchup and you're like, oh, you know, like there's other games where you might have a mission that's just really poorly suited for your army.
Why are you knocking my
And you're
guys
like, you know,
over?
this is going to be just an uphill struggle the entire game, even from the start. And a lot of times that can be really,
Well, now that you moved in,
that can be disheartening. So it's nice that both players have that kind of ability to at least avoid those bad corner cases.
So, I assume you want to do something different.
So he moved and invaded. All right.
He moved and invaded. So these guys are like
What's
really
range on
good
this
at
thing? 3 or 4?
4.
It's
It's
4?
out of range.
So it's out of range of that guy.
Yeah.
alright, well, that being the case then,
These guys are really good.
I can't
at
dodge twice, can I?
climbing. Yeah, you can. Dodge all you want.
Nah, he already went. Alright, I'm gonna move up once. They have 2 movement.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
I'm not gonna use all of it, but that's fine.
So this
Yeah, you can just be like
the
up on
ATRTs are really good at climbing, so they just kind of walk where they want.
Okay, so Jen is moving. Matt, let's zoom out a little bit.
And then they're gonna dodge.
Yep. This squad moved up to the front of it, so because they
You
were
wanna just
slightly
give me a
out of
handful
range.
of
Yes.
whatever?
And then you're going to dodge, and then you'll flip that over. And I think the only thing. Oh no, Jen still
I have
has.
another unit of speeders.
She has a unit of speeders and the ATST, her big scary unit that has not moved yet. So we are back to the rebels. What do you have, Abe?
I'm gonna activate some infantry.
Oh, infantry. Here we go. He pulled that right there.
Infantry.
And you still have 2 units of infantry that have not gone yet.
I do.
This unit and this unit.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see what they're going to do.
And I need to move these.
Rebel infantry moving out.
So basically this guy, this is the leader, he's going to move up here.
Okay.
Now, if your leader is in base-to-base contact with a unit of cover,
Mm-hmm.
you ignore that for your shooting.
Mm-hmm.
So shooting over this,
Will
I
not
would
affect-
get cover, but targets would not get cover.
Right, which is nice.
If my guy was like here,
Right, then you're both protected,
then we're both protected.
Mm.
If I'm here, only I'm protected.
which is
And it
nice.
only matters for the leader again.
Okay. That's
Uh,
definitely kind of one of the core mechanics of this game of Legion that's different that you probably haven't encountered before, is that yes, you're keeping track of the other models and their stats and their weapons and everything, but you're not really keeping track of them too much for positioning. For which definitely which you know feels like that is a design choice that they made to keep the game moving fast.
So I now have an option. I can unload all of my guys into Darth Vader,
Yes, you can.
who would be in the open and not getting cover.
And there's these guys.
They're out of range.
Okay.
Or I can dodge.
Okay.
Uh,
What do you think you should do?
so Jen does
Unload everything into Darth Vader or dodge?
I think I'm gonna risk unloading everything into Darth Vader.
All right. Everyone wants some drama.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's pretty interesting. Because so we have 5 guys with the normal rebel laser rifles,
Mhm.
and then he has the big laser Gatling gun in there.
Mm-hmm.
The what is that thing called? Is that an H6?
That is the Z6.
The Z6.
Yeah.
The Z6.
So I am within range of Vader. One of the things is like I think I might be in range of this squad here,
Okay.
but I actually don't think I am. But if I was in range, kind of as you can see here, because this doesn't count.
Right, the
if,
little-
If I was in range, the only model I could kill in the squad is this guy.
Right, which would be sneaky because that's the heavy weapon.
I
shooter.
could try to snake this heavy weapon guy out of that squad. I'm not in range to do it. though.
Right, but I think you're out of range.
I think you said somewhere that you
For-
get to choose who you remove from the thing.
No.
Oh, that only matters if it's the captain.
That matters if the captain is the only person who can be shot,
Commander.
and he dies, you replace him with somebody else. If I can hit multiple units, you can pull people out. So in this case, we're going to unload onto Darth Vader.
All right,
So,
here we go. This
I've
whole
got,
squad right here onto Vader. Right
5
here.
guys that are firing A288 blaster rifles. So these are going to be black dice here. So I'm going to roll 5 of them. I've got 3, so I'll roll 2 and then I'll roll 2 more. So again, target unit or firing unit, target unit.
Okay.
That's going to be 2 hits and 2
Wow.
crits and a hit.
Okay.
And then I get 2 more dice, and I have no way of modifying my dice.
Okay. 2 hits and a crit and
So that's 2
misses.
misses.
Okay.
So right now I've got
And none of those are Pierce?
none of them are Pierce. No.
Okay.
Pierce is an ability.
Okay, so we got 2 hits and a crit on
And
Vader.
then my Z6 gets a crazy 6 white dice.
Ew.
So the white dice are not as good,
But you get 6 of them.
but you do get 6. So
The first 3.
nothing.
All right. And the second 3.
1 crit.
All right. So far you have 2 crits and
Three-
3
three
crits
crits
and
May,
1 hit.
Larry, may I have those red D6s, please?
Right.
How many do you need?
She's gonna need all of them. So I've hit her 4 times. I have no way of modifying my dice. Jen has no way of modifying my dice, so she's gonna roll defense dice.
And let's roll those up here.
Defend all of them. Roll
That's-
3, and then 1 more. Boom!
All right. So Vader defends everything.
Darth Vader goes.
So you rolled
swish, swish.
4 defense. So the red defense.
Swish.
Let me see one of the
So
the red defense
the
dice.
red defense dice
So
have-
these are the good ones.
They have 3 defensive shields on them.
Yep, they
and
have 3
and a
hits
surge.
and a surge, and so there are only 2. Yeah, so you definitely want to be rolling red defense dice, not white defense dice.
Yeah,
they're
so-
they're twice as effective.
3 times effective. That's right. The white dice, generally vehicles, it looks like are rolling white dice, but they're using armor to stop most of the hits. Yes.
Cool Joe Rules is asking if we're playing with the suppression and courage mechanics.
We are. It hasn't happened yet because vehicles are generally immune to those, and this is the first time an infantry's been shot at.
Okay. And then Killy Hertz wants to know if there's any chance for close-ups on the special trooper cards.
Yes.
Sure, at some point, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now Vader. Let me see Vader's card real quickly. I think he might be.
Darth Vader's card right here.
So okay, he is not. He is. I don't know if he still gets suppressed or not. So Vader's immune, just like basically immune to fear and suppression as well. So I believe even though he is an infantry, I believe he just ignores it.
Ignores what?
Suppressing tokens because he has a dash.
Right, but what did you do that would have caused that?
Being shot, basically. I think you have to actually be hit though.
That would make sense. What's up, JR?
I've just come to see what you guys are doing. Your technological terror is insignificant next to the power of the Force.
The dark side of the Force is quite strong, you are correct.
Well,
Right,
it doesn't
so-
seem to be doing much of anything right now.
All right.
So Vader is immune to suppression tokens.
That's right.
He cannot take
He
them.
does not care.
And it's
All
not.
right.
Yeah.
Back to the Imperials.
Oh, bam!
Scan him with a tricorder.
We've
That's
got
the wrong
my other
universe.
speeder bike.
That's the other star.
You've got to get rid of their parasite
Ah!
because that gives them the special powers.
That gives him the special powers. Yeah.
Right.
Make them go old.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, I'm crashing into your game like Arvel
I may
Krynig.
have a long range.
Oh, that was the right reference.
No.
All right. Speeder bikes number 2 are going. Let's go to the overhead mat. All right, here we go. This is the compulsory move.
Get out of there.
Zoom.
Oh, the speeder bikes are going through the doors
20%.
into the
Oh, nice.
junkyard.
Yeah.
And then may have the range tool.
Okay. Pull that. All right. Okay, there's the speeder bikes. And now for their
No, that one.
so that was their
This
one mandatory compulsory action. Now you have 2 actions. What are they going to do? Let's zoom us out, man.
I'm gonna
A
shoot
little bit.
you.
No.
And you don't get cover, you said. You get cover, but I don't get cover.
That's correct.
All right, so these go.
Alright, so I need 2 each of the red, black.
Are you gonna
And-
aim or anything first?
Oh, yes, absolutely. We'll be aiming.
Okay, so for
Thank you.
so
I
she
need
took the compulsory
black and
move to go
white
here,
D8s,
and then she's going to
please.
aim, and then she's going to shoot at this unit.
So the speeder bikes are the best unit in the game when it comes to the dice provided in the core box set.
Yeah.
Because you only need 2 of each dice, and that's you get that many in the core box set.
Hooray!
So maximum speeder bike unit is 2, and they fire.
Okay, here we go.
Ooh.
Let's see what we
Alright,
got.
we got 3 crits and a hit.
Ew.
That seems pretty exciting.
And another crit.
Okay.
So 4 crits and a hit.
All right. So my suppression cover automatically gets rid of that hit.
She aimed.
She already rolled.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I need the white dice.
The white d6s.
Here we go.
Larry's not even playing the game and he's holding the dice.
I'm,
Right.
Really
I'm
surprised by this.
shepherding the dice. I'm
Yeah.
shepherding the dice. It's different.
So that's 1 surge. Rebel troopers do convert surges into shields.
Okay.
So that's 1, and then I get 1 more dice. So
Yeah,
3 of
so
my
3.
guys go down.
Things do not look
Ooh.
good for being rebel troopers right now.
Bam, bam, bam. 3 rebel
The
troopers.
dark side of the Force is superior.
I mean,
I'm gonna
that's blasters. That's not dark side.
I'm gonna guess that these guys are totally like
They are
not
powered by the
immune
fear
to
of the Force.
suppression.
They are not in suppression.
I got the Force choke ready to go. Locked and loaded.
Okay,
Standing
so
right behind him like, you fucked this up, I'm telling you.
all right, so 3 rebel troopers are down,
So
and now we get to see some other
And
new
now
effects.
the big boys get to duke it out because that's all that's left.
So the way that suppression works now is whenever you're shot at,
Mhm.
and the attacker successfully rolls a hit or a crit on their dice, the target gets a suppression token.
Okay, you're gonna put that.
Are you
token-
only able to be suppressed like once, or do you get more per things?
You get multiple suppression tokens.
Thank
So
you, Banana
I give
Manager,
you
for
4
that
hits.
5-month
No, you
subscription.
get 1
Woo!
per
Hey,
turn.
Banana Manager.
per turn.
Per,
Woo!
you
And
get-
does that linger the rest of the game?
it lingers. Well, there's ways of getting rid of it, but suppression tokens do stick around.
Okay.
Okay.
You only ever get 1 suppression token per attack. unless there's a special rule. So even though you killed several guys, I get 1 suppression token.
Okay.
Now the effects of suppression token. If you have any suppression tokens on them, you improve your cover by 1 automatically. So you're taking cover.
On the unit that's defending?
Right.
Yeah.
So it helps them because they're ducking.
I want to duck down and cover.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because they're suppressed.
However, you also have a courage value, which is going to be that yellow value here. So rebel troopers have a value of courage of 1. If you are, let's see, if a unit has a number of suppression tokens equal to or exceeding its courage value, it is suppressed.
Which it is.
The unit loses 1 action.
Okay, so they can only take 1 action a turn now instead of 2.
If you have that dash like Vader does, or some of the vehicles don't have it, but if you have a dash like Vader does, you don't get suppression tokens. Then basically there is a way, if you take, later on there's going to be a morale check that we might have to take. If I fail the morale check, basically my guys will start running towards the board edge.
Oh, right. And if they run off the board, they die.
They're gone.
That's kind of cool. So
Do they get to run and still attack? Like, are they running away and firing, or are they just heading for the hills?
No, because they can only do 1 action because they're still suppressed, and that action has to be moved.
yeah. So
There's nothing else for them to do.
being suppressed, it seems like it makes it a little harder to keep getting shot, but it does kind of cut down on what you can do.
It does cut down on what you can do. Yes.
That's kind of cool.
So next action
To you,
Your big guy.
troops,
Oh, you have 2.
his core.
I need the 2. This is the 2, isn't it?
Yeah, that is the 2.
So this guy's gonna jump up here.
Uh-oh. So Rebel Squad B is moving up to support their buddies. Get up there, take some shots. I have a funny feeling these guys are going to totally shoot those speeder bikes.
You would be correct.
And that squad has...
Now your speeder bikes.
What's their
vehicles,
special weapon? Oh,
they
those
have
guys
the
have nothing.
Ionkin.
They are a
The
repulsor vehicle.
Oh, they do.
Okay.
They have this guy right here. He is different. He has the ion. He has, I don't actually know what the name of the ion is.
It is the MPL 57 Ion Trooper.
There we go.
He has a MPL 57 Ion grenade launcher.
I'm going to have to learn all these new Star Wars weapon names.
Yep.
Like, I've seen them in all the movies, but I never knew they had names.
So the 5 guys in my unit normally get 5 black D8s.
Yep.
So I'm going to need more of those there.
There you go.
And then the Ion Trooper is going to add in 2 red D8s.
Okay.
I've got those.
Got
So
those.
I'm going to roll these, and then I'm going to roll 2 additional. Matt, you can do that if you want.
Yeah.
Fancy models.
Huh?
Fancy models.
Yes.
They
Oh,
are.
yeah.
They're real fancy models.
You can notice we've got our Duros in there.
All right, here we go.
And you are attacking my speeders?
Yes.
Okay.
So that is a surge. These guys do not have any offensive surge.
And you get 2 more black die.
And I did 2 more buckets. So that's 1 hit, 1 crit. So
2 hits and a
2
crit.
hits and a crit.
Okay.
So you don't have any cover.
I do, though, because
Oh,
I
you
have
are-
cover 1.
You are cover 1.
I automatically get cover,
So
because I'm a bike.
Because they're hard to hit.
So you get rid of 1 of mine. So you're gonna have a crit and a hit.
Okay. And I need the white D6, please. 2 of them.
2 of them. Here we go. Those are your. Let's roll them right here. These are the defense dice.
Nothing.
Zip. So that's 2. They go through.
2 hits that go through.
You did not give me any wound tokens.
And how many wounds can those guys take?
3.
3 each. All right. 1 is almost dead.
Right.
That's pretty solid.
And they get an ion token.
Ooh.
What's that mean?
So when a vehicle is hit by my attack, they get an ion token on it. And when that unit activates next time, if it has any ion tokens on it, it loses one of its activations.
Ooh.
Or actions.
It's all on the fritz.
Yep.
And does that token go away, or does that
You-
token stay?
Once it activates, it's gone.
Okay.
But if it has 2 ion tokens, it loses 2
Ooh.
activations.
Right, so you can totally just lock
You
something
can lock
down.
down a vehicle. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, that is a cool weapon. And then
Weird way that they rule it too is that unless I'm reading something really wrong, it's just the attack has to hit. It doesn't not those specific dice have to hit.
oh, that is interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. All right, so
which
put
is
that guy
interesting.
over there.
Yep. So they've gone.
They've gone, and now to Jen, and you only have 1 thing left.
My big boy.
All right, there it is, guys.
Oh, big boy.
Been waiting for it. Here comes the ATST. It was Jen's last activation. Abe's like, oh, it's gonna be bad. It's
It
gonna
could
be
be.
bad.
I don't know. Ewoks could take that thing down. It doesn't look so tough to me.
There's no trees nearby.
It's true. You guys are fighting over some moisture evaporator.
We've
farms.
never seen these be destroyed by non-trees.
Well, that's on you. You should have fought on a forest world.
I don't have enough wood
How
for
many
this
wounds do
game.
those have?
They have 6 wounds.
But that thing has
And
a
that
pretty
one?
scary laser cannon.
It has 7 wounds.
And this one?
Also 6 wounds.
Okay. Just make sure. I'm just.
All right, she's checking. She's just checking.
I mean, those moisture farm, the moisture evaporators look like they're trees. They're a bit like trees, right? They pull water out of the air, don't they?
I mean,
What makes a tree, really? Is it the fact that it's made of wood and plant life?
Chlorophyll.
Dang it!
Possibly
Dang it, Matt! Why do you have to
chlorophyll.
be right? Or, since it's Star Wars, is it midi chlorophyll?
Okay.
And that's
Well,
that's where plant Jedi come from.
From my point of view, those are trees.
Ah, see? So
One through
from
4.
your certain point of view, you should have no trouble dealing with
Yeah,
this
I can either
AT.
aim with that to make sure it does
And you
a
can shoot
lot
2
of
weapons. And you
damage.
can shoot 2
Right, I
weapons.
don't have range with my second weapon. So either
Well,
I
yeah.
can aim with one weapon to make it more effective.
Maybe partially.
Can you shoot with a weapon twice?
No.
Okay.
I don't believe so.
A weapon
You can
can
only
only
shoot
fire
with a
once.
particular weapon once, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So
All right.
since I have 2 weapons, I can shoot 2 weapons, but my second weapon is not within range.
Yes. Normally, when you attack, you can only attack with
Hello,
one of your
ATST.
weapons. So some of our models actually do have multiple weapons. Jen's bikes have those big guns that are fixed on the front, and then they also have little blaster pistols. They can fire those off to the side.
Mhm.
These guys also do have blaster rifles that they can fire to the side. But
Mhm.
when you're picking a model, they can only pick one weapon to fire with.
Okay.
However, both of mine and Jen's big guys have the ability Arsenal, which lets them pick 2 units to fire, 2 weapons to fire.
Right.
What does impact do?
Impact is you can change a number of the hits to crits.
Okay.
It's for getting through armor. That's all it's for.
Alright, well, I'm gonna live dangerously.
Okay. Right, for your-
This could be a great idea or a really bad one.
Okay.
Where's the movement 2 token? That's the one. That's
There's the 2.
How does an ATST get where it needs to go on Endor? He walks there. He walks there.
That's
not-
alien humor for you folks.
Yep. It may be relegated by Compnor, but alien humor is still pretty funny.
Yup.
Right, so you moved. That was
I
your first
did.
action. And for your second action.
alright, so I'm going to be attacking.
Alright, here we go. She's going to be attacking. She has, the ATST has, let's put its card up here so people can see it.
Yeah. Put it. Yeah, maybe.
We'll put it right there.
Why are we using this thing again? It's not fair.
You made this
Alright.
list.
Empire OP, please nerf.
Alright, there it is.
It's been out for a whole day and already people calling for nerfs.
I mean, that's what the rebels think. None of the rebels are like, this is a fair fight against the Empire.
Alright, so this weapon, so she has 2 weapons on this thing. One of them is
Yeah, one of them is the M5 4 twin blaster cannon, which gets 6 shots, 2 each of the colored die.
and then,
And then I have the 88 twin light blaster cannon, which has 3 shots.
which is 1 through
But
3.
that one also gets to change any up to 1 hit into a crit. And the other one has the impact 3, so I get to change 3
Well,
hits into
Here.
crits.
sorry for being sideways.
Nope, I'll help you out. I'll help you
No
out.
worries,
keep
boo.
it there. And I'll
That
just,
camera shit, it's
Uh,
driving a camera's hard. You
it-
need
yeah,
a
right.
license to operate that.
It also has big stompy feet.
Yes.
Like, don't forget the big stompy feet.
That
Stompy feet?
seems
Why is that-
important.
Oh,
Fence
yeah.
cutting blades on its big stompy feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are pretty decent, actually.
So Jen can use 2 of these weapons because it has Arsenal
I'm just
2.
gonna shoot everything on this guy and hope I can kill him.
Okay.
I'm just gonna consolidate my fire this turn.
So you're gonna put, and so this guy, as you can see, has range 1 through 3, whereas the main
You
cannon,
have
the main
all
cannon
of those dice
has
to
range
use.
1 through
Roll
4.
all the dice.
I'm gonna roll all the diamond dice.
And this
Oh,
guy, this guy has a lot. I mean, that's a pretty scary weapon.
Okay, and I'm just gonna roll these attacks separately just because it's a lot of dice.
All right, we're gonna zoom out.
You have
Okay,
all the
Matt,
dice.
she is
Roll all
shooting this guy over here.
Well, right, but I can't roll the other one as well.
So
because-
she's putting
Ah.
both of those weapons
Ah.
onto
I have
that
2
guy.
attacks.
So if you put them all together, it's all the dice.
Yeah.
It's 3 of each color.
Exactly.
Oh, I can't math. Math is hard. Whatever, I'm fine.
All right, put those back.
I don't like this.
Not like this.
Oh, go away.
Which?
Whoop.
All right, so there's all the dice.
E2ST. I only have a defense surge. I don't have an attack surge, so that doesn't do
You
anything.
have no surge.
So that is going to be a crit.
Well, first off, I get to use my dodge
Okay.
to negate one of your hits. So get rid of one. Yep. And then you're going to impact that remaining one into a crit.
Yeah. So 4 crits.
So 4 crits. So my armor does nothing.
All right, so she did a grand total of 4, and and you have your defense
I
dice.
do have my defense dice.
Are they white?
They are white.
Okay, so you get 4 of them.
I do get 4
Here's
of
2
them.
more.
Yep.
It doesn't
All right,
seem.
here we go. Right here.
It doesn't seem right to me though. It's like it's shooting at its children. Right? Like.
Here we go.
It's ugly redheaded stepchildren, maybe.
That's
Wow,
2.
that's 2. That's really good.
I mean, it is Abe.
I do not have a defense
Alright, so
surge,
you take
though.
2.
So I do take 2.
Oh, that's lame.
Could have been much worse.
Now I know why
Should have
Ewoks.
been much worse.
Now I know why Ewoks took these things down.
Yeah. They're useless.
Tell that to your 2 wounds, sucker.
Okay, that goes right there.
You know,
Well, and now we pull them all back because
No.
that's...
No,
well,
she still has.
yeah.
I still have my
You
speed.
still have your big scary
I do
thing.
have my big
and all my
scary
shit's
thing.
out and everywhere, so this is gonna go real well or real bad.
So my big scary thing.
I activate hide in plain sight.
Woo.
All right, so for the last activation of the turn, it is going to be the speeder.
Right. So the speeder
Matt, speeder.
has speeder 2.
I don't know where the speeder is.
That way.
All right, here we go.
Oh, that guy.
What is it gonna do?
So it is important that this guy does have to move twice before I get to do anything else. So he is very fast.
Are those 2 compulsory moves?
No, those are 2 compulsory moves. So just like Jen's bikes have to move once, I have to move twice because I'm a giant flying thing.
Okay,
I cannot
so
go
that's
slow.
kind of the equivalent of like of aircraft.
Yes.
They're super.
It is.
So you basically are going to have to move about 12 inches mandatory.
Right. So this is one of those situations where if you are not careful with your deployment or your movement, it's not that hard to fly off a table.
Right.
You'll be real into it, Matt.
But but you can turn that thing during the compulsories.
I mean, you can turn it, yes.
So you can just loop around. I mean,
you do have to be careful, but yeah. But if you, for some reason,
if you ended up like in a sharp
like in a
corner
or
yeah,
something,
yeah, then you're done.
Or a funny thing that happens. So my tow hook that I have, my harpoon.
Yeah.
If I hit a vehicle with it, I get to turn them.
Sure.
So theoretically, if you're playing like Rebel on Rebel,
Oh right,
you could be like,
hook someone and turn them and then fly them right off the board.
I'm gonna hook your vehicle, your airspeeder, and then you can have weird aerial
I like it already.
harpooning.
I'm into it. Ooh, that hot aerial harpooning action. That's what you're all here to see. I know it.
So this
I
guy's
know
going
it.
to move to here.
Okay.
I just want to say.
That's his first. I'll hold it. All right. So
Ariel,
that's his first harpoon.
Ariel and harpooning is a distressing image because the Little Mermaid seems very like she would not enjoy that a lot.
All right, here we go. Number 2. Right there.
Yeah.
Okay, just hold it. All right, we're gonna estimate that. Okay, right there.
Now make sure it's facing the right direction
It is.
because of the thing.
It is.
Okay, so those are. All right, Matt. Let's
What's
go
the
to a
range
straight
on your
overhead.
weapons?
Okay, so those are that is
1
where
to
it sits
3,
at the end of
1
its
to 2.
compulsory action.
So short range for a speeder. Interesting.
1 to 3.
I mean, not as far. I would expect it to be like longer, and there's no detriment to you being close to people.
No.
Now you get your 2
Because there's no, I'm not
actions.
gonna go stay off far. Like I move so fast. So
You can aim and fire.
I can aim and fire. I could dodge and fire, but there would be no point in me dodging right now
Because it's the end of the round.
it's the end of the round, and dodge tokens are pulled off at the end of the round.
Okay.
So there's no point in me doing that. So the only things I should do really are I could pivot to change my movement 90 degrees,
Okay.
which could be a good thing to set me up for next turn. I can shoot. I am going to shoot like that.
Now, I'm assuming that the way that you cannot move through
Mhm.
your units, you can't move through other people's as well.
Or repulsors can, because we fly over stuff.
Okay,
Just like your speeder bikes can.
cool.
I don't think I can end my movement on top of your guy.
Yes.
Aww.
That is correct.
Yeah.
I'm sad now.
I'm not into sandwiching. Not into that. Personal space.
So
Everyone likes sandwiches. Matt loves sandwiches.
Matt Perrin loves
they are
sandwiches.
great.
If you landed on top of me.
No. So
thinking about it,
one
he's
of
thinking
the
about
weird
it.
things about this is that my main guns can only fire out of my front, but my harpoon gun obviously can only fire out of my rear.
Oh, so you want to get like right between. You
gotta-
want to be sandwiched.
You want to get sandwiched.
He likes that
Yeah.
hot sandwich action.
So really, I'm thinking about whether I want to try
Would that
to
be like a
attack
meatball sub?
to
hot sandwich
throw some damage
action?
into the ATST, or whether I want to try to clear out her infantry right
Okay.
So that would be a pivot and an attack.
now. Well, right now I can attack either one from the front.
Right, but the
Oh,
back he
because
doesn't.
arc.
He doesn't.
Because
yeah.
arc. Right.
So, or
I
I
think
could shoot Vader in the
Yeah,
face.
I think if you even
I
if you
think that would
pivot,
more
I
be
think
on the top of the helmet.
Yeah.
You would be shooting down
Sure,
at him.
sure.
So
I think
it's
you-
not like on the face.
I think
unless
even
you
if
like.
I think even if this guy pivots 90 degrees, like max to the left, you still aren't going to be able to fire. I don't think there is a way to get both of them.
If I pivot this direction,
Yeah, you can
I'll
go
be
this
able to
way.
get my rear gun on these guys,
Right, and your
and
front
my
on
front
them.
gun on these guys, which could be actually hilarious because if I harpoon these guys and turn them, they'll be facing way off and they're ion right now, so they'll be facing the wrong direction and they'll only get one action.
But they get that free move.
Sure, but then they'll have to like fly over here,
They'll be
which
all-
will make it hard for them to get aiming at anything.
That's true. That's good strats.
Oh, man.
Which seems pretty hilarious, actually.
We do come here for MLG strats.
We
so-
do. On the other hand, it would lead me.
MLG.
It would Major League Gaming.
There we
I
go.
was like, I know my brain knows what those things mean.
But it would leave me facing kind of an odd direction.
Yes. Yeah, I would not want to end the turn with him facing like towards the corner, totally the wrong direction.
I kind of think I might be okay. with
Nobody puts Peter Bro in a corner.
that. He's not going to fly off the table there.
Yeah.
I mean, next turn you could just do 2 and do a loop
Yeah.
Yeah.
and loop.
So
it
yeah,
around.
you know what? I'm gonna be risky today.
Okay, so he's gonna pivot
I'm gonna pivot. I can pivot up to 90 degrees.
Yeah, make
That
stupid
is-
decisions. That's what I did.
That
Go
is
for it.
less than 90 degrees.
and that is an action.
That is an action. And then
Okay,
the
so-
second one is going to be shoot. So I
Okay.
can fire both my guns. So my main.
Okay, and
AP
because you
11
guys
double laser
can't easily
cannon.
see it, the 90-degree arcs are basically here. It's it's there and there. Those are the arcs for front and rear. So it's rear. Harpoon can just barely hit this squad, and the front can absolutely get this squad. None of his weapons can fire at the ATSD. It is now directly on the side.
I love this speeder pilot, though. I feel like he's a Celestin who's got
He's wedge hand too.
oh, it's wedge. Oh, well, of course.
or it's wedge.
Yeah.
Never mind. This is, of course, this is like every day for him. It's
Every
nothing
day.
fancy. He's like, whatever.
Every day, all day.
He's like,
Tuesdays,
he's like
fine.
eating a sandwich. It's in his
Alright,
lap.
not
He's like, I can
sandwiches
do this.
against your infantry.
Okay, so this is the forward.
Damn,
The big
stop
cannons
that.
against the stormtroopers.
It's not that good because I don't
He
have
does not have.
an offensive surge.
Okay, great. I like that.
Okay, so that's
good.
So that is 3 hits.
Okay.
3 hits. You have no
You're-
way rerolling
I
those.
don't have any way of rolling them.
Okay, so what's the defense on those guys? White.
I have
Well,
dodge.
She has dodge, so
That's
she's going to
good.
get rid of one of my hits.
Okay,
I'm going to go
Let's do
ahead and
this too.
impact these to crits.
and then how
As
many?
spite.
And then how many defense dice are you getting?
2. So this per dice. That is
Are they red or are they white?
they're
Stormtroopers.
They are red.
There you go. There's your 2. Roll them right here. In the junkyard. You can all see them. Here we go.
Boom.
Nothing. So those go through.
So 2 stormtroopers die.
Boom, boom. Shot off the table.
Because it's lunchtime and the wedge salad is on special.
Oh, and you do get a suppression
Oh,
token.
and you're suppressed. And the harpoon.
Also, it's just good tactical advice. Like, if you want to split up your opponents so that you can divide and conquer, one way to do it is to drive a wedge between them.
What's that for?
So that's a hit, but you have cover, so you know my hit. So my
Is that the harpoon?
that is the harpoon.
So your harpoon.
They're too
Gam-
fast to harpoon.
The harpoon gambit did not
The
pay
harpoon
off.
gambit did not pay off.
That would have
Oh.
been great. I'd have been about it.
All
I
right.
was really hoping for that.
Okay, and
So
that
that was the end of the
Well, hey,
first battle round.
Not quite.
almost.
Other than morale.
Is there some maintenance and some final things at the end of the phase?
Yes, and I'm trying to figure out when the morale happens.
Well, I'm gonna leave you guys to it, but I just wanted to come in here and make some Star Wars jokes.
Okay.
So I did. I feel like I have achieved my objective here. I'm declaring myself winner of this game.
I'm fine with
Sure.
this. Yeah.
Yeah. definitely.
And I now retire undefeated.
Okay.
There you go.
Then bye.
Good riddance.
That's JR, the best Legion player in the world.
Yeah.
Mhm.
From a certain point of view.
All right.
But from my point of view, the Jedi are evil.
Wait, you're the rebels.
Yep, you are evil. Yep,
Well, if
confirmed.
you, if
Confirmed.
You've seen the,
He said it.
You know, if you've seen the latest Star Wars movie, that's not that different from
That's
things
true.
that my commander.
That
would
Luke,
say.
he did some shady shit. I'm just saying.
Anyway,
All right.
so
Just saying,
at the
Luke's
end of
really
the,
Sith.
There is the cleanup phase. At the end of the phase, we
Okay.
are going to remove all of our aim and dodge tokens,
Okay, so everyone pull all these tokens off.
and then each unit removes one suppression token.
Ah, okay. Gotcha.
Do we remove our ion stuff too?
Nope.
So the key is you
Oh.
actually want to shoot dangerous units early in the game,
You
early
want
in
to-
the,
yes.
in the turn,
You do.
so that they will suffer suppression. Suppressing a unit at the very end basically doesn't do anything.
Well, you only remove one, so if you
Well, that's
suppress them
true.
multiple times.
That's
it
true.
would, yes.
All right, and then so most of these, the command cards,
Mhm.
you discard at the end of that full battle round,
Mm-hmm.
with the exception of any card that tells you you put it back into your hand. There is one in the main starter pack that you get to keep.
Yes,
Off
which is
the
the one that
So
I
is Vader's
used.
card
So this goes away.
discarded?
No
Alright.
more of that Vader.
Okay, we'll
so-
put that over here.
At the end of the round, just as a quick recap, I've lost 3 of my infantry.
I have lost 2
You
stormtroopers,
lost 2 soldiers. I took 2 damage on one of my ATRTs.
and I took 2 damage on one of my speeders. So we are neck and neck right
And
now.
you have 1 damage
Mm.
on
On
this guy.
ATSD, and then
No,
Vader
I
took
want it
1
on my
damage.
card so I remember it's there.
Okay.
And then
Then
Vader
people
also
can't
took
tell.
damage. So I just again to point out, this was the first turn. I mean, we got into it really quick.
Right.
So there is maneuver and stuff. Not everything was able to do everything on the first turn, but it wasn't a first turn where nothing happened and we just moved up and it was really boring.
Right, a ton of stuff happened. All right.
And this is a 6-turn game, by the way.
Alright, so we're now going into turn 2, and we're going to be
So 0-0.
Yeah.
Points are for units that are destroyed, right? There's no partials. All right. Yeah. So it is 0-0. We're into turn 2, and here we go. And now that we've kind of gone through the first turn like really, really slowly, now we're going to try to speed it up. And you guys can follow along. Thinking about it.
And your ship is also immune to suppression, right?
Yeah. And is very fast. Alright, I have picked my card. Oh, I did screw up one thing slightly last game. Last turn didn't actually matter. But just to reiterate, let me check this.
Okay, it has chosen his command. Commands are chosen. All right, let's reveal them. I'm gonna reveal them.
All right, I have revealed the new ways to motivate them.
What do you have?
I activate 2 troops. When a friendly non-Darth Vader troop unit with a face-up order token activates, it may suffer 1 wound to perform 1 free action.
And that's a 2-pip.
I am
The two-pip
picking
command.
my
What was?
bros over here.
And I've picked push. That is also a 2-pip.
Oh, what happens if there's a tie?
If it's tied, I roll a
Good.
dice. But so to go back real quickly, you can only give orders, which are these, to units that are within 1 to 3 of the commander who's issuing the command.
Okay.
So that's one of the reasons to keep you guys close together. Wedge on this does have a special ability. He has a long range comm link, which lets him ignore that restriction.
Right, and I believe that her speeder bikes have something similar.
They can take that upgrade. Though at this point, everything is within range 3, I've heard.
Okay. Of Vader.
Is there anything that prohibits foot troops from getting into combat with vehicles?
No, I don't believe so.
Because you're real close to me right now.
I am real close to you right now.
Don't stand so close to me. And is there anything that says when you are in close combat you have to stay in close combat, or can you just fly away?
Vehicles can just fly away because vehicles cannot be engaged.
So can I melee him if he's close enough to me?
You can, but he's
But
not
he can't,
engaged,
right.
So
He
he
can
doesn't.
just
He does
be
not
like,
tap
okay,
out.
fine, bro.
Infantry can get. There are some. If you engage infantry, if you get in the melee with them, it is hard for them to move away.
Okay. Okay, so you both have 2 pip commands. Who goes first?
I do.
Okay.
So it's on a shield. I go first, and a non-shield Jen goes first.
Okay. Right, it was just 50-50.
Yeah, it is a 50-50 exactly. So
Okay.
my 2 commands.
All right, let's go to the overhead map.
Didn't it say that the... Oh, no, the person with the movement token does
All right, and we're zooming out to the full board because there's going to be stuff happening all over the place.
Oh, this is everything, isn't it?
No.
Matt's real.
What else is there?
Actually, yeah, it is. That is
Okay.
everything.
Yeah.
That's fine.
There's nothing further out.
Okay.
Yeah. Larry.
All right. So,
Matt knows what's up.
Or does he?
all right. So who's going
Does
first?
he know the power of the dark side?
I know evil will always triumph because good is dumb.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
Wow. No one.
That's my princess,
No one
right
live
there.
In, no one live in Matt's world.
Yeah.
Darth Mattius.
What? It's Dark Helmet. No? Spaceballs?
It is, yes. I
Come on.
completely
Balls
Go.
are space.
got you.
Alright, so Wedge is going to activate first.
Okay.
Boo. You're supposed to let me lightsaber your face.
I don't like it.
That's
Alright.
lame.
So there is a weird
Dumb,
thing
that's
So
that's
what-
Abe's doing the
hates
classic
my whole
trickiness
time.
of my unit that activated last on one turn is going to activate first on this turn, so it effectively acts as if it's getting 2 moves in a row. Because he wants to do some sneaky stuff with it. Let's pull this off because we don't need that anymore. And that speeder has its 2 compulsory moves that it has to take right now.
Yeah, hang on 1 second.
And they're speed 3 ones, right? They're the long ones? These
They
guys?
are the long ones, yep.
No, so he could go really far. I mean, the other sneaky thing he can do, right, is he can just do like that, and then, you know, so he can swing it around. I mean, in theory, with 2 nighties, you could, I mean, your base over here. So you could end up roughly like over here facing that way.
Okay.
There you go. All right, what's he going to do? Let's see.
So his first move is going to go right there.
So the first thing is that legal?
It is legal. So vehicles can displace infantry.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, speeder vehicles cannot displace infantry
Mm-hmm.
unless it is during their compulsory move,
Okay.
which it is.
Okay.
So basically, what happens is I move here,
And we just make a note of where you are.
and then all the infantry that were underneath it get moved away.
Okay.
That doesn't count as me having moved.
Does not count
it?
as you having moved. No.
Okay.
So this goes.
Oh,
down
you're just
there.
moving them out of the way while you move through.
And then your leader is placed. Since that has placed your leader, he is placed within range 1 of where he was. You get to place him where you want.
But within 1 of where he was.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Jen. Place him somewhere.
Okay.
Right there.
The other displaced models are placed within coherency with him, so you can place him in coherency.
Okay, so you just basically get like a little free.
You don't get to move the other models,
adjustment.
actually, but yeah.
Okay.
And then units that are infantry that are overlapped get a suppression token.
Overlapped?
Ooh.
That means I moved on top of you. So when you drive through a unit and they also scatter, they're not happy about it.
That
Okay.
is really lame.
That's mean.
Um,
They're like, hey, that speeder almost ran us over. Okay.
Now, that is your second compulsory movement, so I would argue that the rules are different. You can't stop on top of my
it's
dudes.
still during a compulsory movement.
Okay, go ahead. I'll hold it. Okay. Okay, so move those guys.
Is it the whole unit that has to move?
Pretty much. Oh, I'm buzzing the tower here.
Right there. Yep. Okay, moving the speeders. Alright.
Did you break it?
Yeah, just like that.
Yep.
You just kind of rest it so it doesn't fall over. Okay. Alright.
Alright.
So it has moved. Those are its 2 compulsory moves. And they also get a suppression token.
They do get suppression token as well.
Okay, so they're
So he's just Wedge is just flying right over their heads.
making everybody duck and get out of the way.
Yep.
That's mean.
And then,
Okay.
yeah. Then I'm going to go ahead.
And for your 2 actions, what do you do?
Actions.
Zeke Mech, thank you for that follow.
Hey, thanks for that follow.
Hey, I'm gonna do a 90-degree pivot.
Okay.
No.
Yep, I'm gonna stay faced forward.
No. I'm gonna activate Wedge.
Okay.
So I exhaust the Wedge card.
Okay.
And I can. My pivots are full pivots instead of 90 degrees. I can do a full 360.
Oh wow.
Does it have to be the full 360, or do you get to pick how much it is?
Pick how much it is. I can just pivot however I want now.
Well,
So
if you had to do a 360, nothing would
Then
happen.
you're done.
Yeah.
That is correct.
So he is going to pivot like that.
There we go. Ooh.
Now, question.
Mhm.
Okay, so only these two dudes in the back are within your range.
Correct.
Cool. Right.
All right. So that's the wedge
And then Wedge
card.
And then Wedge, for his final action, is going to shoot again.
Okay.
Uh,
And you get 2 weapons. So
I do. So my harpoon gun.
your front weapons can shoot the ATST, or actually you have a bunch
I have
of
a
targets.
lot of targets.
You
with
have
the front.
4 potential targets with your front. You could have Vader, speeder bikes,
Yep.
ATST, or these guys, and in the rear it's this squad or those guys. So that's a really good position for that speeder to get into.
It's also still a very dangerous one for
It is completely surrounded by everybody.
it. Yes.
It's your chance to shoot down Wedge, Jen, using your dart. You could force choke Wedge.
He's not close enough.
She cannot. Also, he's not a trooper.
Okay, fine. You can't force choke Wedge. I'm sorry.
I can lightsaber him.
You could-
She can lightsaber me real bad.
Yep.
So Wedge is gonna fire his harpoon gun
Okay.
at the speeders behind him.
Okay. How many dice is that?
It's 1 red dice.
All right, here we go. Right there. 1 red dice. This is the harpoon into the speeders. Punk. Abe rolls a
But
miss.
that's the wrong dice.
That is the wrong dice.
No. Got my hopes all up.
That is a
It's-
hit.
But you
He has a defense.
Right.
Right.
She has cover.
Oh, right. It needed to be a crit. Gotcha.
So, though they're not hittable by harpoons ever. So why would you
No,
ever
if
fire
he had rolled a crit.
Oh, crit.
Oh, a crit. Okay.
Crit would ignore it. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to blast through the infantry with my main guns again.
All right. He does not like these infantry.
My brain translated that with your mangoes.
Yes.
And I was like, you're going to shoot me with mangoes? That's great!
so many
It's
mangoes.
very World War
All
I.
right. So right here, how many?
Do the mangoes have bombs in them?
Wow.
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 Well, I don't. Key thing is I don't have any. I don't have any attack surge.
Woo.
Okay, so 2 of those go away.
Did you guys see
So
that?
those go away.
Oh.
They are in cover, so another one goes away. So that's
3?
3 hits.
And I need the red d6s, please.
Mhm.
All right. Now the last time she rolled this, Vader just like she made 4 out of 4 saves.
I make...
What's the surge do?
Nothing to them, I think. Nothing.
Stormtroopers. Nothing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is 2 goes through, so that's 2 dead stormtroopers.
And
Another
another
suppression.
suppression token.
So now they are double suppressed.
So they don't get a turn.
No, it's different now. We'll go over that when it comes to that.
Okay.
But that was my activation.
All right. Wedge is now done. Woo, that was rough. Okay, to the Empire.
Let's see. Before I do that, can I have the small...
Mm-hmm.
Is he 1 or is he 2? He's 1.
Here's one. I don't think it'll make there with 1 move. You also can't move over your guy. But he has charge, so he can, if he makes it with the second move, which he can, he'll be able to attack.
It's relentless is what it's called.
Oh, sure. So I have charge.
Yeah, there's no reason not to.
He just-
How
I mean,
will I do that, though? Because there's really nowhere for him to stand.
You can just put him right there.
I'm just going to move this guy over because it doesn't matter where he is anyway.
Sure.
All right, there goes Vader.
So Vader's gonna leap up there and try to stab me.
He is up. Yeah, he is now right up against.
Now, what does the new ways to motivate them again do, Jen?
When a friendly non-Darth Vader trooper unit with a face-up order token activates, it may suffer 1 wound to perform 1 free action.
1 free action, correct.
Okay. 6 of the red d8s, please. We only have 3, so whatever.
You'll roll those twice. Okay, so this is a close so you moved, and now you're doing.
I
Oh,
am
you know what?
lightsabering your face.
Jen, I'm sorry. You want to take that back. I did not read it. He is immune to melee. You cannot stab the flying guy.
Did I ask that not like 10 minutes ago?
You did.
You did.
I didn't. It's a specific rule for this one vehicle. I did
You
not.
suck, Abe.
I'm sorry, Jen.
Right there.
Whatever. I argue, he said it wasn't a thing. he didn't read his rules, so I should be able to attack him.
All right.
Because that's how the
So put Vader
that's how
back
the dark
right there.
side works, right? Like, my logic is superior to yours.
No, your logic is flawed.
Shush.
That's how the dark side
Shush.
works. I mean, the anger is very dark sidey though.
I'm very mad right now.
You can.
I mean, it's not like you planned anything around it.
I did. I was planning to murder your face with my lightsaber. That's why I activated him first.
If you want to not activate him first, that's fine.
Right.
Well, both of my activations are completely worthless now because of the move that you made. So your movement was fantastic.
Oh well. Yeah.
Because you've suppressed my dudes, so they can't attack.
No, they
so
can
there's
still,
no.
They can still attack.
Those guys only have one suppression. They can certainly attack. They can
Your
shoot.
suppression only takes away one of your actions, no matter how suppressed
Right,
you
they
are.
get to.
It takes away one of their actions, no matter how suppressed you are.
No.
It's not
Then what's the
one
point
per
of having
action.
two?
It could make them panic, and they're suppressed for multiple turns.
Oh, weird.
Okay. So who's going to act?
So they may not get any actions. There's a potential they will get actions.
Okay, well then, if that's the case, I will activate them,
Okay.
and I will shoot him.
And what do they have? Oh, they have the big gun.
They have one big gun.
Okay.
Yeah, they have one big gun.
She's not
and-
quite as big as the guns over
So,
there, but that's very
The
worrisome.
first thing that happens is when a unit that has suppression activates. And I'll read this, and if you want to change what you're doing, that's fine.
Okay.
So when a unit that's suppressed with a suppressed token activates,
Mhm.
before it performs any action, it must rally. Roll 1 white defense dice for each suppression token that you have.
Okay,
Okay.
so one.
Then
You have him.
1 suppression token is removed from that unit for each block and defense surge that you roll.
Wait, what?
Okay, so just roll
So,
that.
well, hang on, because she may choose to do something different here. So
Okay.
for each block or defense token you roll,
She has the one.
which is there's a 33% chance, right?
Right. Because
You for each one of those you roll, you take off 1 of your suppression tokens.
Okay.
You recover from the suppression. If after you make that roll, you have less suppression tokens than your courage value,
Mhm.
which your courage on the stormtroopers is
one probably.
Yeah.
1. Yeah, so if you have none on it, basically you're no longer suppressing, you can act normally.
Okay.
However, if after you rally you have suppression tokens equal to or exceeding twice your courage value, you become panicked, and that's when you run off.
Okay. So I would need 4 suppression tokens on there for that to be a thing.
You need two.
2. Twice your value, which is 1.
Oh,
Right.
2.
So
Got it,
they're
got it.
fine.
So they cannot be
Panic.
panicked and run away.
Right. They in theory could.
Yeah. So you can activate them, and they will have a chance to act fully.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna
Right.
act.
Okay, so she's gonna roll that.
So you do. So
that-
you pull that off.
Yep, that is correct. She rolled that.
Cool. So no more surge for me.
So we take the
Or no more
suppression
suppression
token
for
off. There you go.
Now,
Put it
do
over there.
you want to take a wound to get an extra action?
So right now you will get 2 actions, or because you activated them with
Yes, I
Darth
do.
Vader,
Okay.
you can just lose a guy
So
to do 3 actions. Oh, Darth Vader force choked somebody.
Now there are some rules about free actions, real quickly.
Okay, so that unit now is going to get 3 actions. So I bet they're going to aim and shoot, and then do something else.
Free actions.
Looking up free actions here, guys.
Oh, you know what? I was wrong. You can only perform, other than moving, you can only perform each action once.
Sure.
So you can't dodge twice.
Okay.
Hmm.
Alright.
Now, question.
Mm-hmm.
I am assuming this free action doesn't count towards my other actions. So, like, I can attack and move, and then say I'm activating this, and then attack again.
No,
No.
Why?
because it specifically says whether you, with the exception of the move action, a unit cannot perform the same action more than once during its activation,
Right. That's
Whether-
during its activation.
whether or not those actions are free. So free actions do not break that rule.
That is the dumbest card, then.
No, it lets
I mean,
you do
it's
3
great
things.
for movement, but
Yeah, you could move 3 times. You could move, shoot. You should move, aim, and shoot. You could dodge, shoot, and aim.
That's the good one, because you can aim, shoot, and then dodge. So still get the defensive bonus. You just get to do 3 different things.
yeah, that's fine. That's what I'll do.
Okay.
All right, so they're gonna dodge and they're gonna aim.
Okay. And they're gonna shoot.
And they're shooting your face.
Okay, here we go. Dodge, aim, and shoot.
Okay, so I need 2 of the red D8s.
Go to the overhead. Matt.
And whites. Right?
Yeah.
4 whites.
And yeah.
All right, here we go. So this unit here with their triple, they lost a guy to Vader and got to do 3 actions.
Alright, so what have we got so far?
Alright, so we have 2 hits and another hit.
Okay.
And then how many more dice?
And
We
then
roll.
1 more white dice.
And one of the changing a hit to a crit happens
Just
later.
let's roll a dice
So
first.
1 more. So I don't know what
Those
you're.
are misses.
Okay. Alright, so
Okay.
that's all your
Okay,
dice.
so 3 hits.
And that was your aim token, too.
Okay. Did she re-roll anything?
She did. That's what she rolled.
Oh, I thought those were okay.
She rolled.
All right.
Great Z, thank you for that follow.
Okay, so we have
Hey,
2.
thank you.
We have 3 hits. 2 of them are red, 1 of them are white,
I
and
should have
then
used my concussion grenade. I'm dumb.
And
I
then-
forgot it
That's
existed.
part of it. It's not an extra attack, right?
I assumed it was just an extra attack.
No, it just gives you an ability, right?
Right, I didn't choose to use it, so
Right,
I
it's
just
just,
rolled
no,
the
it
wrong
just gives
die.
you the ability. It doesn't actually have a... Oh, it does have a dice on it.
Yeah, it has a die on it.
Oh, never mind. Okay. Yeah.
Because it doesn't tell you
You're
how
right.
much damage it does.
You're
I
right.
should have chosen
You
to
did not.
use that instead of
Sure.
a weapon. I didn't
Yes.
think about
Okay.
it. Because I'm silly.
so then what are the special? So you have impact 1.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the
On
concussion grenades wouldn't... I guess they would do something. Alright.
Okay.
So, first off, I do have cover, so I ignore one of your dice. Because I'm a faster speeder.
Okay.
Then you have impact...
She has impact 1 when attacking. So
I
do,
changed 1 to a crit.
do you have armor?
I do have armor, so I get rid of... So after you change that
Yep.
one
She
to a
changes
crit,
up to 1 to a crit.
I get rid of all your hits that are not crits.
Right,
Okay.
so you take 1.
I take 1. I do have a white defense dice.
Okay. He's rolling it.
I have
Ugh.
a surge. I do have a defensive surge,
Swine!
which turns it into...
Rebel scum!
Bam.
Bam.
Can't hit Wedge. He's
Nothing.
rogue leader.
Okay. Put the token on him. Put the token on them because they're done.
Oh.
Because they activated.
Done.
All right. And to the rebels.
Get out of here. All right.
All right, Matt. You can zoom us out a little bit.
So
We'll see
I
what-
could activate this unit next,
What is Abe gonna do next?
or I could draw a random unit to activate. I think I am going to activate these guys here,
Okay.
and they're gonna fire into the speeders again,
Okay.
or the speeder bikes again.
Okay. Right
Sorry,
here
they're going to
the
dodge
speeders.
and fire into the speeder bikes.
Okay. So first action dodge, second action fire.
Yep. So I get
And they have. Oh, that's the squad. That's the squad with the ion.
with the ion. So I get 2 red dice from the ion, and then I get 5 black dice from my blaster rifles.
Okay. Here we go. Let's roll it in the junkyard right there.
Alright. So unfortunately, I do not have an offensive surge. Which would
So
be
the
great.
surges don't do anything.
Nope.
Wow.
So I have 2 hits, and then I get 2 more black dice.
Yes.
So 3 hits
And the last one.
and
And
a
a crit.
crit.
3 hits
so
and a
you're-
crit.
You have cover, so that takes away 1 of them. So that's going to be 2 hits and a crit.
And which unit is it that's firing?
It's this unit here
And that.
against them. So that will be 3 dodge dice for you.
And what
they
kind of
have
dodge
white-
dice are they? They're whites. There should be another one. There you go. 3 dodge dice. Roll them over here. Okay, we got 3 dodge dice. Here we go. Okay, she blocked 1.
All
So
right.
one of my dudes is dead.
So that is a hit and a crit. Yeah, that guy had already taken 2. So that one is dead, and then one of the other guys has taken a wound.
I just want to double check one quick thing for you, Jim.
The other speeder bike.
To make sure I'm
I
not.
need damage dice. We have some more.
Yeah, I'll give you that one in a second. I'm just. There we go.
Damage tokens. Alright, that guy, he can take 3, so he's taken 1.
Okay, just one.
And one of the speeders is shot down.
And he takes an additional out token.
Okay. Did that previous one not clear?
Nope.
Start of the turn?
It
Okay.
clears when you activate.
Okay. Gotcha.
So that's my activation.
Put your token. So that squad is done. Next.
I have my speeders.
So as a reminder, Jen, this unit will get to do nothing other than move forward.
Do they get rid of a token by doing that or anything?
They'll get rid of all their tokens. So they do make their compulsory move forward, But then they won't get any actions because they have 2 ion tokens.
And each ion token negates one of your actions.
One of your actions, but then you will remove all their ion tokens.
Right, and then they clear. So he's messed up for this turn. His bike's all jammed and full of electricity.
But you could activate your.
But the other bikes are fine.
Yeah. Get out of here!
Thinking about someone with Vader, or is she thinking about something with the ATST?
You can't do that.
Why? I'm a flyer.
Yeah, but you can't do that.
Why?
Because you have to move forward.
Why?
With the compulsory move. If you move, there
It
is
doesn't say forward. It just says compulsory move.
right, but all moves are from the front unless you're doing something special. It does. Let me read it really quickly here.
Also, why do you want to move that guy?
To get him out of the way so they don't kill him the rest of his turn. And the next turn he'll be useful to me to actually shoot and do stuff.
That's a full squad over there that can be useful and do stuff this turn, though.
I'm still going to have more turns.
Right, but he's going to get another one.
Right, but if I don't move him, I'm going to most likely lose him this turn. So the only chance I have of saving him is moving him out of the way.
Right, but I think all that guy's going to do is he's going to go straight forward and end up like somewhere between here and here. Like I don't think that guy can be saved.
That's why I want to know if I can move backwards. If I can move the other way, then he'll be fine.
I know you cannot move. I know if you move backwards, you move at distant. You move speed 1, not speed 3. I know that is one of the specific rules
Well,
for
that is
moving
done.
backwards.
Alright, well then I'm not going to use him. I'm going to move this one.
But I'm not certain if you can do that as part of a compulsory move.
All right, so she's gonna move the other ones, and while Ava's looking that up, and they have their 1 compulsory move, and then they can take their full actions. Those guys are totally intact and ready to go do whatever. Ooh, all right. Okay, speeder bike number 1. That's the sergeant. That's the squad leader. He moved, and then over there.
And I will be attacking him.
And then your 2 actions are gonna be what?
Aim and fire.
Okay, aim and fire on Wedge.
No.
All right, you get all the dice. All the dices.
Well, not all of them.
Enough. It's all 3 of each, right? Or is it 2 of each?
3 of each. 2 of each.
2 of each. All right. They are right here. They are attacking the speeder. You roll them right here. All right. That's
I don't like that.
that's 3 crits and a hit. Ooh, wow, that was really good. That was another hit, and that was a
And
crit
that's a
too.
crit. Or
Yeah,
a
that was
hit.
okay. So we have
Okay.
really
And
good.
I have impact 1, so I get to change 2 of those to crits
One of them.
per guy.
I don't think it's per guy. I believe the impact is.
I would argue it would be per guy because that's the same reason why there are only 3 dice shown on here.
I will check.
We will check. It's at least 1. So one of them.
Well, so one of them goes away because I have cover. So one of her hits is ignored.
Well, do I convert them to crits first, or do they go away because of cover
They
first?
will go before cover first.
So just 1. So
Okay,
1 goes away, and then 1 for sure becomes a crit, and then we're just arguing over. He has
That
to look
last
up
one.
whether that one becomes a crit. So at a minimum, so far you have 4 crits and a hit, and possibly 5 crits, which is pretty snazzy. Let me see the card. Real quick. Cover. What we're talking about is impact. Speeder bikes. And there are 2. I think it's per. Because it's a unit of 2 of them, and everything
That
else,
makes
and
sense.
everything else on the card is all tracked individually.
Right.
Like
You are correct, yeah.
Their damage is individual. Their guns are individual.
So
All right.
that's 5 crits against you, sir.
Whew. All right. All right. So that is 5 crits. Ooh, that's some good rolling right there. All right, and then you get
I'm
5,
the dark side of the force. The
and
more
then-
mad we get, the more effective we are.
and then you get 5 white dice for defense, I guess,
Wait, hang on.
because you block the 1.
He's probably red, isn't he?
No, red.
All vehicles are white.
Red is for infantry because they're like harder to hit. 'Cause they can,
Red
like,
is for stormtroopers.
And Darth Vader.
No, I'm white because I don't have armor.
oh wow, I
You
didn't know
can
that.
Vader. But yeah, stormtroopers have good armor, but I have better guns than stormtroopers.
You hear that, folks? Stormtroopers have good armor. Read it here first. Heard it here first.
Can't hit this.
All right. Just roll the dice. We'll look it up later. We need 5.
I'm actually not 100% certain.
All right, here we go.
It makes sense to me based on the way that the card is laid out.
That's 1.
Okay, so one's
You have
blocked
a
so far,
defensive surge.
and then he has 2 more.
Wow, so I take 2.
All right, so we blocked 3 of them. 3 of the 5. 2 go through.
Mhm.
2 points of damage. So that thing has taken 3 now.
3 of 6, 3 of 7.
So 7. Did it take another one? Yeah.
Yeah,
It took one last turn.
It took 1 last turn for sure. I don't know
From what?
where that token. Something over here shot it.
I didn't get shot last turn.
I think it did.
No, it didn't, because it was out of range. And then
Oh no, it was that guy that took damage.
Yeah,
My
that
bad.
guy
Okay,
took damage.
so
You're
he
right.
has 2.
So he has 2. He didn't take any damage yet.
Okay, got it. 2 points of damage to the speeder.
Wow, wow, wow.
1, 2. All right. 2 wounds. Next. So that squad is done.
Alright, that
To you.
squad is done.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So I'm going to activate one of my heavies.
Okay.
We're going to activate this guy here.
How's chat doing?
We're talking about things like if Vader rolls Perils of the Force, does he choke himself out?
No.
Sometimes he's emo, man. Sometimes he's just gotta put himself in timeout and choke himself out for a bit.
Let me try this.
He's into that kinky stuff. Stop messing with my
I'm going to activate
stuff.
this guy.
Because, like, this stuff matters.
He's going to run down here.
So many little things.
And then he is going to use his flamethrower on your troops.
Oh, here we go.
What?
The flame. All right. So what does the flame weapon do?
So the flame weapon is blast, so it ignores cover.
Okay.
It's fixed, so it only hits the two things in the front. It's got range 1, but it is in range of your whole unit here.
Okay.
And it does 2 black dice
Okay.
for each model it can hit in your unit.
Ew.
So it'll roll 10 black dice because there's 5 models like it.
Okay.
So give me the other one.
Okay. Here we go. Roll them all right here. Let's add them up.
This is 3.
Yeah.
So that is.
A hit and a crit.
And I do have pretty good crits on me.
Okay, so 2 crits and a hit. Next.
4.
2 crits, 4 hits.
Yes.
2 crits, 4 hits. 2 crits, 7
So that
hits.
unit's pretty much dead.
And the last one. 3 crits, 7 hits.
Okay, that guy's dead. I
Sorry.
am
All right.
Alright.
So he
You're
didn't
not
miss.
sorry.
So 3 crits, 7 hits. You don't have cover, but you can dodge one of those hits.
I need the red businesses.
Do you want to dodge one of those hits, Jen?
Yes,
Okay.
of course I do.
So 9 saves.
So 9 saves. Here we go.
Alright,
Okay,
I
so
made 2, fail 1.
made
Okay.
2. Keep on
That's
going.
3.
Yep. 1. So 1 die. So 1 guy. 2, 3
Save
again.
1.
Keep on going.
You said 8?
Whoa, made them all.
9. Okay.
Okay, so she failed 3.
Alright.
She made 6. That was
pretty good.
your armor was as good as his rolling was amazing.
They are
Woo!
they get a suppression token.
That was
Use-
rough.
Use their dodge.
Ugh, that was rough.
No.
This is going as well for Abe as it was going well for me in the last game we played.
All right, and they're done. To the Empire.
Alright.
She's mixing them up. She's going to see what the next unit is to draw.
Hiya!
So everybody says.
Ugh, my speeder dude.
Speeders.
You
That
still
is.
have Vader to activate.
So that is the crippled speeder.
Yeah.
So they're double ioned. So you take your compulsory movement at full speed,
So the movement does have to be forward.
straight forward.
I mean,
Well,
it has to
she
be
can
forward.
turn.
She can turn, but it doesn't
Okay.
have to be forward.
So basically, your best.
Is my-
You
is
can
how
either
I
hook them off that
definitely how I
way.
read it.
Do you want him right there? I'll move him. Or do you want him somewhere else? I'll do it.
We're gonna go right there.
Okay, yeah, he was basically right there. That is not going to work, so we're just going to check that right there. All right. And then both the ion tokens come off him.
Yep.
And he now has, and those used to use both of his activations.
Poor
Yep.
bro.
And he's
I don't like life very much.
and he's done.
This is awful.
All right,
All right.
to the rebels. On his next
that
command.
is Luke Skywalker's.
All right, Luke.
Oh, that bite's dead.
Yeah.
He is.
I'm thinking Luke might.
I think we know exactly what happens when the crippled speeder that's barely under control flies right past Luke, who's on foot with his lightsaber. Except he's not going to hit a tree. He's going to hit a rock.
This sucks.
All right, here goes Luke. There he
Cruel and
goes.
unusual punishment.
Luke is moving up.
Okay, so hang on. Actually,
Oh, he's going to try something tricky.
no. Okay, yeah. So Luke is just going to move up and stab you.
Okay, so he moves up.
Luke has charge. So as part of his, when he completes a move action, I can perform a free melee attack action.
Yeah.
So it doesn't let me do 2 attack actions, but I still have an action left after this, since I've only moved so far.
Okay.
I'm going to be using Anakin's lightsaber,
Ooh.
which is 6 black dice.
Okay. Right here.
That's 1 hit.
And 2 misses.
That's 3 hits. You do not get cover against melee.
Okay.
But I have.
Cover.
It does say ranged attack, yeah.
So
Okay,
that's
so
3 hits.
3 hits.
The white die, please. White and gold.
Does she need? Does she?
Actually, hang on. 1.
Impact makes 1 hit turn into a crit. I believe it's one
Oh.
for ranged weapons.
How damaged is he?
He has
has
2
1.
hit points left.
Alright, so he dies.
Alright, yeah, he has 2 left.
Alright, because I have Pierce 2, so I can ignore two defense results.
So the most you can ever roll is 1.
It's 1, so he will die.
Well, that sucks.
All right. So Luke
That's
chops
the
up
first,
the speeder.
the first unit of the game dead.
That is the first
unit.
That is the first unit that is destroyed.
Which is traditional. Luke does like killing speeder bikes
Yeah.
With his lightsaber.
With his lightsaber, as we've seen.
That is his deal. All right.
So then, for my second action, I'm going to dodge with Luke. And I'm also going to use my force reflexes for a free action,
Okay.
which gives me a dodge token. This is not a dodge action, so I can't do it in addition to dodging.
Okay. Next to the Empire. Where are you at?
That was the guy.
Oh right, that's the Imperial one. So he's dead. There.
Bom, bom.
Oh, I put the wrong token over here, so this is my ATSD.
No, sure. No,
They look similar.
That's Vader.
I know it is.
He hasn't
I
got
had the ATST token on him, and I drew Vader's token. I was like, oh, this is Vader's token. I did this backwards.
I understand what you're saying.
Right, right. So this is Homeboy.
All right, the ATST. What is he gonna do? He's got a lot. He's got.
He's gonna unload on that guy right there, and that guy is totally and completely in range.
But not an arc.
Not an arc. So he needs to
Did you
pivot
have
a little
fixed?
bit.
You have fixed front guys, so you could pivot and fire at him.
Yeah, yeah. Lame.
Okay, so she's gonna pivot. That's 1 action. And then she will fire.
Yeah.
And you can fire with both your weapons.
Yes, I may, and I will be doing that.
You do
And
not.
be all of the damage.
Now, are they gonna
dice.
fire everything at the walker?
Oh yeah,
And we're not. I do not have cover against you.
that's right.
All right, so she gets the big laser cannon,
Oh,
which
I
gets
guess
2 dice of each type. Now, yeah, you're just gonna roll all of them
Yeah.
because it all combines. So it's 3.
Why was this a thing? Why is she allowed to do this, guys?
Here we go. 9 dice. How many of those hit? God, that is just not good rolling.
Awful. Just awful.
Okay, so we got.
And I basically turn these 2 into crits.
Okay, so
You see
I
him?
don't have any
So
cover.
3 crits.
So 3 crits. Okay, so you get through my armor.
That's 3 crits.
Yep.
Awful.
3 defense dice. Hey, we're learning.
3 defense dice. Here we go.
You're still the best Legion player out there, Jen.
Thanks.
I'm just the luckiest, from a certain point of view.
2 go through.
Did you go through? Okay.
That guy's already taken 2.
So this may be important. Let me double check.
Do those attacks have any weird special abilities, or is it just like are there weapons that do more damage? or just everything that goes through is always 1?
Everything that goes through is 1.
While he's
There's-
looking that up, I'm actually going to run to the bathroom.
There are things like Luke's lightsaber has pierce, which ignores defenses.
Oh,
Which
okay.
is basically doing more damage.
Okay. Kind of.
Kind of, but there's nothing I've seen that does multiple damages.
Interesting.
So
Okay.
far.
So you're still like all weapons are just like all damage is just granular. You just got to knock through things point at a time.
Okay. So when Jen comes back,
Okay.
since she has done 4 damage to me,
Mhm.
I have a
This guy has 4 out of.
resilience value of 4.
Mm-hmm.
So she is going to get to try. She is going to damage. I'm going to have something bad possibly go wrong.
Okay. Because you're super beat up now.
Yeah, and she'll roll a dice, and depending on the result, it could be nothing. I think. No, it's always going to be something.
Okay.
So
Good.
it could be I get 1 fewer action.
Okay.
It could be I have to spend my 2 actions to move
Okay.
instead of 1.
Oh right. Okay.
Or it could be 1 of our weapons is destroyed and can't be used anymore.
Ew. All right.
And I might want to have 1 good weapon.
Okay.
So hopefully not that actually.
And that was both of its actions.
That
'Cause
was
it pivoted and whatever.
both of his actions.
So it is to you.
I'll wait till she's back quickly.
Okay.
So we have any questions over there or anything?
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit
Oh,
while
we
we're
got a
waiting for
second?
Jen to come back.
Do they want us to show off anything quickly?
We're ranting about how much money was spent by Disney to buy LucasArts.
Oh, sure. So I'll point out.
Lots.
This is what we're playing with here.
$4
is
billion
not,
apparently.
Yeah, about 4 billion. What we're playing with here now is not just the core box, but the core box is a very good deal.
It
If
is.
we're looking to get into this. It comes with 2 infantry squads for each side, so these rebel troopers and 2 stormtroopers, 2 of the speeder bikes, 1 of the ATRTs, Luke,
And Vader.
and some barricades and stuff, which are being painted right now.
Yeah, we'll have those tomorrow.
Yeah, so it is a very, very good.
So we did a quick cost comparison. If you were to buy, because everything that's in the box set,
The box set is $89.99 US right now.
okay, and if you bought all of the units that are in it a la carte, it's close to $200.
Yeah,
So basically, it's half price just for the miniatures, and you get the whole game.
you get the game, the rules, and everything.
So
else.
at $89.99, it's a real this is like the core set is priced to move. It is really priced aggressively, and I mean, ideally, you're gonna do what every other introductory war game for GW, Privateer Press, all the others do is you probably want to find a friend who wants the other faction. You each buy one,
Which is 4.
swap the minis inside, and then you both have really big usable
Really
armies.
good, yeah. So the Vader and Luke are only available in the core set. Yeah.
R1H4 is curious on why the compulsory moves, or the 2 compulsory moves on the airspeeder couldn't find any reference to why it moves twice, given only the leaked rules seen so far.
So that's on the cards here. It has the rule Speeder 2. The Speeder bikes have Speeder 1, and
You want to zoom in on that?
Sure.
yeah. So it's our card was misplaced, so we have this one that's a little bigger for you.
By the way,
Whoa.
quickly.
So
Flat to me.
that's fine.
There you
yeah.
go, right there.
So you see it has that Speeder 2, so while moving, it's ignore terrain that is height 2 or lower, and then when you activate, you perform a compulsory move equal to the Speeder number, so Speeder 1, you move 1, Speeder 2, you do 2. So those are compulsory moves. Those compulsory moves have to be at full speed, and you have to go 3 and you have to go to the end. If you cannot complete the compulsory move, you take damage equal to your speed value,
Yeah.
or if you go off the table, you are destroyed.
Yikes. All right.
So you have to basically...
Well, now, okay, I would interpret that a little differently, actually.
Why?
So looking at like Arsenal 1 versus Arsenal 2, it says the 2 and then it stipulates what the 2 means, which is while attacking you can use 2 of your weapon rather than 1. So I would argue that would be the same logic for the Speeder 2, which is you get to ignore terrain that's height 2 or lower, not that you would take 2 compulsory moves. I think that Speeder 2 is referring to the height that you get to go to because you are a different type of craft, not that you have to take 2 of that movement. That's how I would interpret that. How does everybody feel about that? Like the same logic that we were using
We
on...
have to pull up the
Yeah, we have to pull up the specific because they have a big giant PDF that's like really long.
That's a thing we need to look at later,
Okay.
along with the same thing about like the
Okay.
the fixed impact 1 being for
Right. That's
each
possible.
person or versus 2 people. You handed me this die. Why for?
Oh, so yes. So back to the game. So you have reached the resilience value of my vehicle, which was 4.
So I blow on it and it falls over and it cries.
I mean, kind of. So
So roll
technically,
that.
I roll this dice, but I'll let you roll it. So this is going to have an effect on it.
It's
It is a blank.
It is a blank. So a blank means that I am disabled,
Nice.
and basically, I cannot move backwards. I cannot reverse. And if I want to move, I have to spend both of my move actions to move it all.
Ooh.
Arcane Jr., thank you for that follow.
Hey, welcome to the Belfry.
Thank you. So there we go.
All right. He's disabled.
He is disabled,
Okay.
and it is much harder for him to move. So
And
that
now
was
it is
you.
to you. Mm-hmm.
So I get to activate one of my troopers.
Das Troops.
Das Troops.
All right. Who's it gonna be?
Das Troops.
He's. Who already went here? Is
That's
this
the
squad?
big squad.
The big squad. Yeah. Okay. So this little squad hasn't gone yet, and that squad way over there hasn't gone yet.
That is correct.
Do you guys think they're going to come up with other factions, and what are they?
I think there
Can I
is.
have the-
There are.
who
There
has the
are.
Who has the range ruler?
Not me.
Not me.
There are. There are some. There are some.
Who's got it? Oh, I do.
There are some rules and stats that some of the cards have that kind of look like they're written to support expansions into other factions besides Rebels and Imperials. So it being Star Wars, I'm pretty sure that, I mean, it's only a matter of time. There's going to be scum and villainy, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So
And
there'll be
the Gungans.
I
There'll
think
be
so. I mean,
mercenaries.
so this is the game that should do the prequels. Like, this should do the Clone Wars, because that is the ground combat of Star Wars in the movies and stuff. Other than like Rogue One and Endor, you see there's 6 seasons of the Clone Wars.
And those are more skirmishes than full out battles.
Right. And there is so much ground combat and such a variety of
Of weird stuff.
And
vehicles
actual,
and
like,
Yep.
big
yeah,
armies.
and everything.
Yeah.
So I
that
think
makes a lot of sense.
so I think there's potential for all. Right, there could be.
You
there
could get
be
your Gungans.
in this era. There could be scum and villainy. In going back, you could have Old Republic. You could have the Separatists. You could have Trade Federation. You could have all kinds of stuff.
I'm hoping for a
You're
droid
gonna miss
army.
a lot.
but-
Oh, yeah.
No. BB-8 or BB units and R2 units.
Alright, so I
Nice.
get 2 black dice.
Of course you are.
That's 1 hit. And then I get 6 white dice with my gun. That's nothing.
Nice.
That is nothing.
Nice.
I'm going to spend my aim to reroll 1 black dice and 1 white dice. So that is 2 hits.
Okay.
You do not have cover against me. So you get to roll 2 defenses.
May I have another red die, please?
There we go. We need more of these dice.
Yeah.
I take 1 and I save 1.
Please, FFG, give me some more dice. Please, sir. May I have some more?
May I have
Yeah, can we just call up Fantasy Flight? Have them send us more more dice?
Seriously, guys, just like, bro.
I do like that you like this range ruler. It's one end is always open, so if you have like multiple, of
You could
these,
have like a big,
you
huge.
could
giant-
make like the range 50 attack. Ah!
At some point, it's going to snap.
I assume at some point it will snap. So back to Jen. So you can activate Vader or your other trooper, even basically.
What's the thing in pool? What, a bridge?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You would need a bridge for your
Yes.
measuring
Yes.
stick.
Yeah. That's when you that's the Star Destroyer range.
Right. We were talking earlier about how big would an AT-AT be?
An AT is about 3 times.
We
as
have
tall
done
as
the
this.
math.
Yeah.
It is almost the same. It's actually slightly. It would be slightly larger than the big than the big AT-AT action figure toy, like the toy, not the model. So the one that's like yeah, it's gonna be. It would be about 22 inches tall.
No, 26 inches.
Sorry,
tall.
26 inches tall
And 22 inches long.
and 22 inches long. So it's
Yeah.
gonna be like that. I mean, it's triple. So
Right.
that
Yeah, 'cause
tall.
I was
That
saying it
tall.
would be like the size of a dog, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
even that, like a big
Like a bigger, like on the bigger side.
Yeah, so the
Did you say that
AT-AT
that's
is
within range?
definitely like that is the big super scary
He
like
got a third move. He was back there.
Titan
I have
equivalent
a
of this
thing
game,
that
which means I
activates
think everything
for
is going to be
anybody within range
small.
one.
It's going to be
Oh,
all medium and
Jokum?
small
Yeah.
units.
He is not a trooper, I think. No, I think he is a trooper. You're right. So yeah, you can choke him for 1.
I force choke you.
Okay, so I take it.
You take a wound.
All right, Vader has activated. He's moved straight towards Luke. Right there. There they all are.
Yeah, he has Force Choke Luke.
Oh,
I don't
take
know,
a point.
combo like Darth Sidious and
I thought you were doing Ruby Rod.
I was a
Okay.
little bit.
All
I'm
right.
trying to make that amalgamation happen in my brain now because it's delicious.
All right, so that's 1 point of damage done to Luke.
Ruby Sidious,
Sure.
That's 1
Darth
point.
Rod. I don't know. That's a whole other.
Darth Rod.
Never mind.
That sounds like
So I had to work. There
That's
was
a really
guy
bad porn
at
name.
Work.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's like a Slaneshi captain.
There was
Yes.
there was a guy at work who's on our system whose name was Rod Bigley.
Oh, good.
But of course, when it shows up in our system, it shows up as Bigley Rod.
Because databases.
Nice,
Yeah.
Bigly Rod. Gotta love it.
So that made my Saturday.
That's what his badge says.
Yeah.
Bigly-Rod.
And I was like, your parents knew what they were doing.
They knew.
Like, they knew
Oh,
what
they
were
knew.
doing.
That or he knew and he changed his name to that.
Like, that's not an accident name.
Alright,
All right,
that
that's
was me.
Vader. Are you don't have anything else? Oh, you do.
I
have
do.
the-
I got one more troops that are just
Okay,
gonna
so what do
run
you
away.
have?
So
You
I'm
have the
at-
little group of 3 right there?
No.
Oh, and that guy.
I've got the little group of three's already gone.
Okay.
I've got this unit back here, hiding dudes.
Yep.
And I've got this dude.
There's so many rebels on this board.
And this dude is gonna aim and take a pot shot at the ATST. The ATST has a weakness on his back, doesn't he?
You're not on his back quadrant.
No, I know,
Not
but
on
I'm
his
just
back
saying he does.
Yes, he
right?
does.
Ah.
Yep. Certain
Ah.
vehicles have weird things like that.
Ah.
While defending, if the attacker's unit leader is inside your rear arc, the attack pool gains impact 1.
Ooh, that's mean.
So it just converts your hit to.
That means that basically it has no armor on the back.
Well, it does. It just has weaker armor. So yeah, I'm gonna take a pot shot with my AT-RT at you.
So that's this guy right here taking his pot shot at the ATST. It's the little teeny tiny walker versus the big scary walker.
I am aiming.
Not that you need to. Can you miss once, like ever?
I do need to actually, because here's the thing.
What I want to know is, what did I do to get put on the naughty list so that the first day of this brand new game edition, they're going to put me up against the rock star of all gaming with the noob of all
He
gaming?
doesn't know how to play this game.
Yeah, but your understanding of battle
Wait,
systems and the way
wait,
games like this go
wait.
is years more advanced.
My
than mine.
question is, why did they on the first day of the stream decide to put me against the only person I've ever lost to in this game?
Oh.
It was a game with like 4 units, and we didn't deal with any of the special effects. This was a whole.
It called me all sudden. I had to like talk him down. He was like, I don't think I
Oh,
can.
whatever.
I don't think I can beat Jen.
Jen
Like, I'm really
crushed
worried.
me so badly.
Whatever.
Like all my self-esteem is just
Don't believe
gone.
any of
So I'm
that.
gonna reroll both these hits.
My shit was all luck. Yeah, reroll your stuff.
Yeah. So the reason I'm rerolling these hits is she does have cover.
Right?
Do you know you never get better until you
And she
are
has
beaten
armor,
by
so
the
you,
best?
You need crits.
So I have impact, so I'm gonna convert my hits to crits after she gets after cover ignores them.
Okay.
But I'm gonna try to get another crit or two to
Just to try to
get through cover. Nope, I do not. So I get 1 crit. So you make 1 defense die roll.
You just have 1 crit.
Yeah, just 1 crit.
I need a white d6, please.
There we go.
So that was a mistake.
There we go.
Because I'm
And
blocked. Oh, I take it.
she takes it. 1 point of damage. So you've taken 2 points of damage of your 11. As you can see, the
I need more damage
ATST
tokens,
is a really. I mean, this is definitely the big beefy unit for the Empire. I mean,
He's
11,
so pretty.
11 units, 11 wounds, and it's just huge. We'll do some size comparisons when the game is over to show it to other miniatures
He's
from other companies.
I will say it's above
I
average
like how you're calling them all
size.
miniatures. Larry's such a size queen.
Like, don't be worried. Like,
We're gonna whip out the ruler and compare sizes here because size is important.
like for like a big model, 6 inches is average size, so it is a little
Because
bigger
people
than
wanna know.
average.
it is larger than average.
People
This is
want to
true.
know. That's the
That's
number
true.
one thing people
So that was
want.
it.
How big is the ATST?
Alright, so I just got my troops.
And if you
Grail
notice,
Knight, thank you for that follow.
it's not.
Hey,
thank
welcome
you.
to the
It's
buffer.
not skinny either, right? Like it's got some real girth.
It's got
on it.
girth,
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
I mean, the top's a little bigger than the main part of the
it
body,
is.
but
It is. Yeah.
yeah.
And it's got-
Contoured.
And it's got 4 weapons.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's important.
It actually only has 2 weapons.
Ne-
Well, today, right now, it can.
It has a twin something and a twin something.
But
and
you-
it can,
but you-
can have more.
It can have more.
Right.
Because it can have 1, 2,
Okay,
3,
so
4.
remind me how the suppression stuff goes again.
Okay.
I roll something.
So you're gonna roll a white defense dice for each one of those, so 2 of them.
Okay.
There we go. So she's
And if I
activating
get
this
a
last
shield,
unit.
they go away.
And this
Or
unit has
surge.
this unit has 2
Oh, I got
suppression
surge.
All right, so you get rid of 1 suppressing token.
And because now
Get out
you
of
only
here.
have one,
So I
you
get
will not.
one movement.
But
Or
you won't
one.
run away.
You won't run away.
I don't run away, and I get one.
One action.
Correct.
Now you
Which you
can
can just fire.
kill your guy, one of your guys, to get an additional action.
No, I used that already.
Isn't it for anyone that activates?
Oh yeah.
That's me.
But you would have to kill your heavy weapon guy. So I
Which
don't
you
know that.
probably don't
Why
wanna
I
do.
can't kill my captain?
Well, you could kill him, but then he would replace your heavy weapon guy because
Is
you
you-
always have to have a captain.
Your captain always
And
dies last.
the captain can't have the weapon.
That's correct.
Okay, well then I won't do that because it has no effect because I would just want to aim.
So you have a
and
big
shoot
giant
that big
bazooka,
weapon.
and I bet you're going to shoot.
Yeah,
the
I
other
am
guy.
absolutely
Or
going to
this
shoot
guy.
my big giant
This guy
bazooka.
So this guy has one.
He has 2 left.
2 wounds left.
He has
yeah.
6.
Yeah.
Okay, he
it's-
has 6, and he has like. a lot.
The whippy sticky,
Ah.
please.
Just whip it.
But
Whip
the
it
the big rocket launcher rolls how many dice? It rolls a lot.
One's over here.
It rolls 3 black.
R1H4. Thank you for that follow.
Oh, it also has a minimum range of 2, so there's
It
things
does.
you might not be able to
No,
find.
she didn't. She
I
can't.
am
Oh,
within.
you cannot shoot that. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
so
are
Well,
she
within-
can't
part
shoot.
of him is within range of
That's
it.
a good question.
That is
How
a,
do
yeah, that's a weird
How do
distance
they
thing.
do have
That-
there is a rule for
That will
But
almost certainly not
regardless,
be in that.
this guy is
That
gonna
will-
attack him,
It's a weird case.
and
Okay, so you're gonna put everything on this guy
Hang on.
or on the speeder.
on that guy.
Okay, so the rocket launcher is going into the ATRT, who only has 2 damage dice left. And can the squad
The
leader reach
captain
it?
can
Yep.
also
All right.
attack him.
So that's everything into him. They can't aim because they only have 1 action this
and
turn. 'cause-
my impact grenade is not
Right.
close enough.
Out of
Okay,
range.
so
So what are we
3
doing?
black dice.
She's putting everything into the injured ATRT.
Okay. I will.
So we have
remind you-
3 black dice coming off of the launcher,
and I get a white die as well.
and I'm learning it's the
that
HH-12.
he does have a large explosion. If he dies, he will do. Nothing.
We'll deal with that
He
later.
will do nothing to everyone nearby him.
Great. Fireworks. I'm into it.
All right,
Yes.
there we go. Look at that, folks. All right,
And
Jen.
I can change all 3 of those into crits, which is fabulous.
because of what special ability?
Because of his ability.
Oh
Impact
yeah,
3.
Impact 3. Ooh, so
Alright,
Jen
now,
got 3 hits.
Real quickly, we may. You need to see if we have cover or not.
There's no terrain between you and I.
Yeah.
I don't know if the big guy counts as terrain for this.
He's not in the way between me, my guy, and you.
He's not.
Between our centers.
Yeah,
No, he's not.
he's not between us at all.
I think she
Like
actually-
that's the center of you, and that's the center of me.
It's from the
You're
squad
not
leader,
anywhere,
right?
The
not
squad
even the
leader said
bottom
that.
of the base.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. All right.
You get no covers.
She pulled off a fantastic shot right there. It's this guy right here, way at the edge of the screen,
All right. So I need
going all the
dice.
way right past the AT.
And those
Over
are
there.
crits.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
because otherwise you ignore them, right?
Otherwise, I
You
can
So-
need a white.
Yeah.
Abe has his 3
Come on,
white
die.
dice,
Please die. Please die. Please
and
die.
he needs to make 2 of these to live.
Yes.
No, no,
Yes!
no. All right.
Ooh.
The Empire has
Take that,
claimed
rebel scum.
its first. You want to do that again? That was very Sith-like of you. That's a force.
Oh, again.
Whoa!
That's right. I knocked my own water over.
All right, let's not have peanut butter.
I'm
No, the peanut butter jar is pretty much empty now.
Peanut butter jelly time.
That's a
Peanut butter jelly
time in the Empire.
That's right.
that's a Sith peanut
The
butter.
official victory
Light side,
dance
dark-
of
light side, dark
the
side.
Imperium.
That's fantastic. All right, so the ATRT is gone.
All right. And then I get to activate my last unit.
I'm
Alright.
really glad that I don't have to have another turn of that guy. That guy's terrifying.
With his giant
I'm more
flame.
afraid of him than I'm afraid of that guy. He's just mean.
That flamethrower was better than I thought.
Yeah, well, when you roll it, of course.
All right,
If
there's,
I were JR were rolling it, it would have hit nothing.
there's the guy with the Z6. You get 6 white dice,
Z6, somewhat related to the G6.
but with
Like
lasers.
a G6.
But with
like a
lasers.
G6.
All right. We're gonna
Thank you,
light
Matt.
up. We're gonna light up Lord Veda himself.
All right. For Abe's last activation, we got this unit, Rebel Troopers with the Z6, all going
So I get,
right on Vader.
5 black dice.
And 6 white dice.
Yes. So that's 1 crit.
That's a hit. Oh, there's no surge, right? It's just a crit.
There is no surge.
Okay, and then 2 more. So the normal guys.
Nothing.
Okay, so 1 crit, and then
Great job.
6 white.
So 2 crits.
a grand total of 2 crits on Vader. Does Vader have any kind of special defense thingies?
No, unless he's dodging.
And
Right.
he is not.
He's not.
I'm just immune to pierce. Alright, so 2 you said?
Yeah.
Alright, I need those red d6s.
Right there. Here we go. Just roll them right here. You can see them. These are Vader's defense dice.
Yeah.
Oh! Vader.
Biznatch!
Does he have a surge?
Do you have a defense surge?
I don't, so I take 1.
Take 1. All right. So 1 damage to Vader.
I need more damage dice. Boom.
Damage tokens. You have the damage.
Whatever. Tokens.
There we go.
All right. And that's the end of the turn.
And he has taken 2. All right. And at the end of the turn, both of these sides have actually destroyed a unit. So we need. What are they worth?
1.
Each unit that's destroyed is worth a single point.
Yeah, as far as I know. Yeah.
Oh, they're not worth their points?
It's worth an objective point, but yeah, so basically 1.
Okay.
1 to 1.
Yeah.
1, 2, 1.
Okay.
And this would be a great time for us to take a quick break while we reset the stream.
All right.
It's been almost 3 hours.
Okay.
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 All right.
Womp
So we're
womp.
back in just a second.
So guys, we will be back in just a second.